It is Thursday, September 4th. It is time to get in the weeds. I'm Jeremy Lambert. That is SP3. SP3, how you doing this morning?
I am doing wonderful. It's a Thursday. We got a huge episode awaiting us. We got a huge special guest that we've been looking forward to talking to. And we got to talk some Dynamite, some news all around. And the police is coming to get me outside.
Why are the police always coming to get you? This is every episode, I feel like now. New York?
To be fair, I live in the Bronx, New York, so that's kind of how it is around here.
Just New York. Fair. Folks, as SP3 mentioned, we have a guest right at the top of the show here. You know him from Baron Corbin in WWE. You know him from tapping out people on the jiu-jitsu mat, Tom Peslick. You know him from MLW, one half of the MLW Tag Team Champions, Bishop Dyer. We had Donovan Dijak, his tag team partner, on the show yesterday. He is here joining us today. He's scheduled to be part of MLW Fightland on September 13th. He's technically from a rival morning show, so we might have to have a discussion about that. But he is the one, the only Bishop Dyer. Bishop, how you doing?
What's up? Rival morning show. We're starting out hot, huh?
Yeah. We have a bit on the show. We know LaGreca. We're friendly with LaGreca, I guess. I don't know how much.
If you want to take him down, I'll let it happen.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's what I like to hear.
With this? Yeah, listen, we like that.
I like people starting fires. So if you want to get on him, feel free. There was a day we were doing the show and I thought he was going to get attacked by a bear, and I was like, I just hope it's on video. He had to run out and rescue his wife from a legit bear outside his house, and I was like, oh, I hope he gets eaten, but he didn't. He survived.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, we have a saying that we're better than Busted Open, so we got a little rivalry with the morning show.
I approve.
On here.
Oh, I approve.
Like that.
Competition makes things better.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome on the show all the time now, Corbin. You want to host the weekend show?
I'm game. Let's go. I have fun with this, dude. And the Constable of Happiness keeps making me laugh because originally when they're like, hey, you're going to be the Constable of Raw. And I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, how did they pitch that to you?
Basically like that. They just said, you're the new Constable of Raw. And I go, okay, what does that mean? They're like, well, you're going to kind of like ride Kurt's coattails and give him trouble. And I was like, well, what is a constable? I'd never heard of it or seen one. And then I was in Texas like a month later and I saw a car go by that said constable. And I was like, this is a real thing? I thought they were lying to me. I almost like stopped the guy. I was like, hey, pull over. What do you do? Tell me about it. But I didn't. It would have been funny though.
Do some background work on what a constable actually is and what they do. I got to get in character for this.
Yes,
so please tell me everything that goes into this.
Do I get a gun? No, you don't. You get a notebook and a badge. Okay. Or in my case, you got like a sweater vest.
Yeah, you got the TGI Fridays.
Yeah,
yes.
By the way, here's a good little sidetrack for you. So Finn Balor's the one that made fun of the TGI Fridays vest.
Yeah.
TGI Fridays sent me a $500 gift card.
Really?
I was like, yo, I just got boneless wings for life. Thanks a lot. I'll wear this vest everywhere.
That's a good get off of all of that.
Right? You made a funny joke and I won.
Right. I got to ask you, we don't talk a whole lot of wrestling on this show, surprising for a wrestling morning show. So I do have to ask you this. You know, we know you're a Chiefs fan. We know you're in the Kelsey suite. Are you getting the invite? Are you getting the invite
to the wedding? To the wedding?
Yeah.
It's so funny. When he got engaged, I had like 30 people be like, yo, if you're going, I'm going with you. And I'm like, first of all, none of you are going with me. Especially because after that, like when you had the weird people being like, dude, what does she smell like? And I'm like, do you think I was smelling her? Like, what is wrong with you? No, who knows? I highly doubt it. If I was them, and I'm just guessing, and I talked to Travis last week, actually, because we were talking about his restaurant opening, because he was wanting me to come out and eat. And I was like, I can't. I'm in Kansas City this weekend, but I won't be back for a few months. So I'll have to go eat there when it's done. But it's him and Mahomes opened a steakhouse in Kansas City, and it's going to be awesome. I should have said yes, too, by the way, because the invites they sent out were these like old school footballs stamped with the restaurant logo. And I was like, damn it, that would have been cool to have. But I didn't. I'm dumb. But if I was them, I bet they'd have like a super small wedding. Because think about how many friends both of them have.
Yeah.
Like, what's your venue going to be? Arrowhead? Because like that's the level. I mean, they're both so famous and have so many friends that they would have to invite legit 1 billion people.
The tables at that wedding are going to be insane, though.
Dude.
Sabrina Carpenter here, and then Xavier Worthy. You might be at that table
Right.
as well. Like, what kind of just mingling is going on here?
It would be insane. And I'm dumb, and I don't know a lot of people like in that world of like I'm famous. For example, we were in Vegas this weekend when I was fighting in Masters, and my wife and I had a near-death experience in the sauna that we were unprepared for. Hilarious. They were like, they're going to put on a towel show in the sauna, and I was like, okay, it's a cool spa. It's going to be like. They're gonna dance with towels. No, it was like hot yoga at 1 billion degrees. I seriously was like, I'm not gonna survive this. It's so hot. I'm not built for this. Hilarious. And so after we're like, let's go get a juice. Like we're rejuvenated after our sweating out 95 pounds. And we go up and they have like a private event in the juice area. And they were like, no, you can't come in. But I got lucky and saw a friend of mine that was running it. I had no idea it was there. And he's like, yeah, come in. And then afterwards, a bunch of like friends were like, yo, you were standing next to this person and this person. I go, who are they? They're like, oh, they're super famous. I'm like, I have no idea. They were like DJs and rappers and like just people. And like one of them's like Kardashian's best friend in the whole world or something. So my wife's friend was like, you were next to him. And I was like, oh, he had a cool watch on. I don't know. Outside of that, I'm unaware.
You're a healthy amount of no self-awareness.
Yes.
Yeah.
In my opinion, yes. Yeah. Now, if you got like the original Freddy Krueger standing there, I'm like, yo, I played Freddy Krueger. Outside of that, no, sorry.
These influencers and stuff nowadays.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm so far out of the game.
Yeah, I can't tell. I got a bunch of kids, and the music they listen to. Like, have you heard of it? I was like, absolutely not. I don't know what's going on with these people.
I'm gonna separate this, and I'm probably gonna use way more of your guys' time than you want because I just like to chat.
No, you're not.
You can stay as long as you want to.
So you have kids. How many?
The kayfabe number is 12.
Okay.
It's not actually 12, but that's the kayfabe number.
I like it. Let's go with it.
I got twins.
You got twins. Okay, so I have 2 daughters, and they're very young. They're 6 and 3. But I've been introduced to the world of Labubus. Have you heard of these?
I've heard of it. Yeah, my daughter started getting into that.
Yeah, apparently it's like the new hot toy for kids, and it's a little doll with teeth showing.
Yeah,
and they're harder to get than anything I've ever tried to source. It's like everywhere is sold out. PopSmart's sold out. My kids are like, well, my 6-year-old, she's like, I need one. Everybody has one at school. And I'm like, well, where did they find them? Because I can't find them. Like, this is impossible. So keeping up even with kids' fads, you're like, what am I doing? It's like, I felt like when I was a child and my mom was collecting Beanie Babies. That's what I feel like this is. I feel like this is the Beanie Baby thing. And it's just going to end up in a box.
Yeah, if anybody wants any Beanie Babies, my grandma bought like literally everyone in existence, and now we just have like 18 totes of just Beanie Babies. Like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, my mother did the same thing, and every time my kids visit, they come home with a Beanie Baby. I'm like, Mom, stop giving them Beanie Babies. I didn't want them as a kid. I don't want them as an adult in my house.
You gotta find a way to get rid of them.
It's so rapid with these products with the kids because my kids are around 5 years old. So like every other weekend or every other week, they got your kids make you feel like you're Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, that's it. That is the best analogy I may have ever heard for this toy search because it's the same level. What a movie, though. That's a great movie.
I love it.
Classic.
Classic,
yes.
yeah.
One of the best. Big Show's
I'm Turbo Man. Yeah, Big Show's an elf.
Yeah. Giant Santa, Big Show.
Yes, I love Sinbad too.
Yes,
as the mailman. I got a bomb. He's like, it goes off. He's like, people are sick.
And somehow Sinbad is not the biggest villain. It's Phil Hartman.
Right. Right. Him and his hot chocolate and his reindeer. Get out of here.
Trying to make a move on Arnold's wife. Get out of here.
So good. I like when he's yelling at his kid with his eggnog. He spills it on him. We got to go.
How you feeling about the Chiefs this season?
I feel good, man. Last year was a funky year. I felt like we survived. You know, it was like 8 games we won in the last 30 seconds. Something crazy like that.
Panthers on the last second. Maybe it was a field goal, but we went ahead on like an insane touchdown by Bryce. I was like, oh my God, we might actually win an important game. And then, no, of course not. Mahomes has to do the voodoo magic that you
Mahomes
guys
does
were doing
Mahomes.
last year.
You know, I hope we can afford to pay the refs all season long again. You know, I'm just going to keep feeding that narrative.
It's just
You might as well. I mean, people are going to say it anyway. So what are you going to say in response? You might as well just play into it of like, yeah, sure, we pay the refs.
Exactly. But I think this year our O-line is going to step up a little bit. I think Travis is in a different mindset this year. I think, you know, talking to him, he's in incredible shape. He's down like 30 pounds or 20 pounds, whatever it is. Feels good, feels healthy. I think him getting back to being a playmaker frees up our receivers. You know, last year I think that we just kind of struggled in that second tier level, that O-line, tight end a little bit. And I think we got that locked down. Our defense is going to be stellar as always. And they saved our ass a few times last year. So I think we're going to be good. I think we're going to be in contention to go back to the Super Bowl.
So the ref. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask with the Super Bowl in mind, who you think is like the biggest threat in the AFC to the Chiefs?
Oh man. Buffalo. I think Buffalo is a massive threat to everybody this year, and Josh Allen is unbelievable and is due. And I feel bad for him because he keeps getting beat by us. So we'll see. We'll see.
People asking how many fantasy football leagues you're in.
Just one.
Okay.
Only one. I'm not good at fantasy football. I'm also not good at beating or betting on football because I'm like, I'm put too much feeling into it. I'm going,
I can't do that.
You know what?
Yeah.
Mahomes took that L this week. He's fired up this week. We're going to do good. And I'll bet. And then it's like, no, he still played like shit or whoever. And it's like, dude, come on. But yeah, I'm worried about Buffalo. I think that's always our biggest threat in the AFC East. But, you know, AFC West, Vegas, for some reason, always just gives us trouble. And they're not that good.
Not Denver? Denver looking.
No, I don't care about Denver.
Oh, okay.
Screw Denver. You know, Baltimore's always very good. Cincinnati's always very good. That's kind of where my brain's at.
See, when you're betting, you got to do the emotional hedging. This is what I did I'm a big basketball fan and Thunder fan. We won the title this year. And so going back to the refs thing, everybody's like, oh, they pay the refs and Shea gets all the fouls. Like, okay, so.
Yeah, whatever.
He's going to keep scoring.
Don't you wish you had the money to pay the refs?
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely rigging the game for Oklahoma City.
You're right.
All teams. But see, I was emotionally hedging the whole time. I'm like, all right, yeah, let me bet $50 on us losing this game. So if we win, great, we won. We're winning the title. And if we do lose, cool, I'm up $50. I feel good about that. So that's the way to do it right there. We're either winning a title or I'm winning money. Either way, I'm in a good spot.
I like that philosophy. Yeah, I may have lost $50, but
I'm happy. You know what I mean?
We
won. My mental health depends a lot on these $1 million sports athletes.
How many fantasy leagues are you guys in?
I'm only in one. I can't do more than one because it's too much for me.
It is. And also, like, do you do like a lottery pick or do you do how does your guys' draft work? Do you pick like first round and then continue to pick?
Yeah.
Ours is bidding. Have you ever done the bidding one?
I've done bidding, yes.
Yeah, that one's anxiety.
Yeah. The bidding one's tough.
Dude, that's what we do. And ours is our league is weird. We got 10 people in it. And you get two quarterbacks. You can play two quarterbacks. And so, like, if you have a quarterback go down, you're screwed because everybody has every other quarterback. There's like 3 to choose from. It's awful. But also our league, you guys do like where you do pay an entry fee.
Yeah.
So ours is different as there too, is it's how much you lose is based on your position. So if you get last place, I got last place last year because I sucked really bad last year. I had a different draft strategy. I was like, I'm going to get all solid mid-level players and everybody's going to contribute. Total disaster. I lost last place. I lost like $900 was my payout.
Oh, I couldn't do that. Oh.
Yeah. But the good thing about that is it makes the whole season important.
Yeah.
So even like, if you get the guy in the league that loses the first 5 games, 6 games, they just quit and give up. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Now, the worse you do, the more money you're out. So it's like a tier system.
Yeah.
So
You're
it makes
more
you play all
motivated.
year. Yes. But it also just sucks when you just watch it go down the drain. There's nothing I can do.
I couldn't do that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna owe like $150 on this fantasy league here. Can't do that.
Yeah, it's rough. Especially when you get, my brother got last the year prior. So we're like, my family's not good at fantasy apparently.
So does the winner get all like everybody's money?
Yes. Not everybody's, but I think the winner's payout's a little over $2,000.
Oh.
Like $2,500. Because like last place I paid out like $936, then the second to last paid out like $600, and then it's like $400, $300, $250, and then first place gets like $2,500, second place gets like $400, and that's the payout.
All right.
Nice.
That's it. I've never heard of that. I know people do like punishments depending on where you get like, oh, you gotta drink a bunch of beer or eat,
Is that really a punishment though?
Yeah, right.
You know, right?
I mean, I'm
like
not a
eat
beer guy, but oh darn it, I better drink this beer.
Eat some type of like pepper or whatever,
Yeah,
or
that's
you
funny.
know, have to do something publicly humiliating. I've seen the punishment leagues before.
Those are good. There's some of them are funny.
Yeah.
It's like Impractical Jokers. You got to go do this ridiculous thing. I like it. I approve.
Yeah, ours are pretty straightforward. It's just what would it $10 entry fee
Yeah.
SP3, and then the winner gets the entire pot.
How many people are in your league?
12.
Well,
Oh, nice. Yeah, there you
12
go.
person league, so-
Get it.
Yeah, but we're all in different spots, so it's not like we can come together and do our draft like at a bar or anything. So I feel like that's where you do like the punishment leagues and stuff when everybody has a centralized location.
Yeah, we're all over as well. So
Yeah, that's a little bit more difficult. All right, we'll ask a little bit of wrestling, I guess.
yeah, let's.
it's just like, damn.
Like I said, I like the bullshit, so I just come and hang out.
So do we. People get mad at us because we'll spend the first half hour or hour of our show just talking basketball, especially during the season. And it's like, are you guys ever going to talk about wrestling? It's like, no, we're not.
We'll
Deal with
get
it.
there. Making you wait.
It's fine.
I mean, I'm tempted to just start talking about Fast and Furious because of your background.
Let's fuck it. Okay, all right.
You done started now. This guy is the biggest Fast and Furious mark you will ever meet.
It's the greatest film franchise of all time. It's not a franchise, it's a family.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So,
But
and the
my-
original still stands up. I
Yes, it
love
does.
the first one.
Yes. it
I
does.
agree with you there, but this man over here, we did a tier list on every Fast and Furious movie, and
Okay,
he put all of them in S tier.
Yeah, because
I'm
they're
okay
all
with that.
S tier movies.
I'm good with it.
Even Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift was dope.
Yeah.
Bro, they were driving through houses in the beginning of the movie.
Guy
I
from
like that
Home
dude.
Improvement's in it. Come on
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I like that movie. Yeah, I know Brad.
Yeah.
Brad's in
Yeah,
it. and his daddy's Mustang or whatever it is.
Got my Charger here as
Let's
well.
go.
Yeah. Word.
I mean, and also, who didn't have a Fast and Furious S car when those movies started coming out? I did. I had an
Oh.
Acura Legend. I was like, yo, it needs neons, it needs wheels, it needs a spoiler. Let's go.
My first car was a '92 Celica, and we were
You're in.
when I was going around with my dad to get it, he's like, "Oh, do you want this?" Like, I don't remember the first one, but he's like, "It's this much money." He's like, "Or we can get this Celica. It's got a spoiler. It's like a Fast and Furious car." I was like, "Yeah, I want the Fast
Sold.
and Furious car.
Sold.
I'm in right there."
Bro, I put a janky ass PlayStation in my car at one point. I had like this little 6-inch screen that was kind of like halfway glued to the dash and somehow rigged up a PlayStation to it just because like when the guy's waiting to race and he's playing video games in his car. I was like, yeah, I need that.
You're like, pimp my car. Damn.
Right? That car was a jam. I had red neons under it. I also, the little windshield washer things on the hood, I had neons in there too. That didn't go over well. I got pulled over a lot for that one.
We just had the giant subs. That's all I put in my car.
Had that
Everyone
too.
had the 14-inch, 16-inch
JLs.
subs in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, the JLs. were cool. You're like, I got, the Rockfords or the JLs. You were in business.
Yeah. You had to have those. Oh, Pimp My Ride was a great show.
Yeah.
Exhibit, let's go.
Yeah.
Putting fish tanks in cars and shit. They're probably boiling in the summer.
I feel like he got in trouble for a lot of that stuff. Didn't someone do like a follow up of like,
Yeah.
there's like just a bunch of lawsuits stemming from this show now? Like,
I
you
wouldn't
can't
doubt
do
it.
that.
I wouldn't doubt it. But it was fun to watch.
Exactly.
Also, fantastic show. Our chat is going crazy here. Louis sent a super chat. Bishop, you're now family on this show because he's a Fast and Furious fan. And
let's go.
He's burying busted open right off the bat, talking Fast and Furious. Yeah, you're welcome on the show. So this is what people do or don't know. The link never changes. So literally, anytime if you want to pop on between 10 and noon,
just
you
click.
can. Yeah, just click the link
What's
that you
up,
were
guys?
sent. You're more than welcome to join us. The link never changes for
I'll
this
just pop
show.
in and go find another way home, pizza boy. Will that win?
That would win.
Good.
Which that's my boy Johnny. Johnny's a buddy of mine who is that character in that movie. And I'm like, man, I wish they would like Fast Force 9, you gotta make an appearance back. And you just gotta walk on and like yell at something, find another way home, and like just walk off. And it's like, wait, what? Just with a massive beard and hair, like he's just been walking the earth for the last 15 years.
It's like if you know type of thing. People are like, I don't get it. Then you got the 10 people who know all the lore. It's like, yeah, fucking right.
You and me would be so pumped.
Yeah.
Everybody would be like, you guys are losers. Fine with us.
Be a whole thread of the Easter egg on Twitter.
That'd be so good.
I do want to ask. We saw John Cena this past weekend use the end of days. He clearly didn't do it well enough because Logan Paul kicked out. But what were your thoughts when you saw John Cena use the move?
Dude, I mean, it was funny because I wasn't even watching the pay-per-view at the time. I was doing something else in the house, and I just looked at my phone, and it was like, you have like 900 Twitter notifications. I was like, uh-oh, what did I do? I was like, uh-oh, someone hacked my pictures here? Let's see. Then I got on, and I saw that, and everybody's like, oh, he hit into days. And I was like, what? That is so cool that he did it. And like, I had no idea it was happening. And that's John for you. John is going to pay his respects to you in like the most kind of backhand way to where you either notice because you're paying attention or you don't notice at all. Like he's got some funny things and I won't put them out there, but he did a whole thing where like a thank you to all of his friends and none of them have noticed yet. And when they do, it'll be epic. He's very good and sneaky with that kind of stuff and it's fun. And then his interview after where he's like, you know, I don't get to wrestle all the people that have impacted me or my career. And so this is like my way of saying thank you. So I thought that was really cool because John and I are pretty tight. He's helped me immensely through my entire career with advice and times when you're just frustrated and you're going, I need to like chill out because I'm losing my mind over something. And he'll go, hey, let's go grab dinner. Let's chat about it. And then he'll kind of be like, you're in too deep. You're too close. Back out. Realize this is a job. Realize it's a character. Like, don't let it affect, you right now in this like moment. You can think about things and work creatively, but don't let like those frustrations carry over into your life. Like, learn to separate. And he's very good with that. And a great person to sit and chat with about ideas or bounce things off or structure. Like, I'll still chat with him about the stuff I'm doing now, like MLW, my character work, and what I'm trying to convey to an audience. He always does a good job of helping me break it down. He's like, all right, give it to me in one sentence. So really neat to have him kind of just give me a nod, especially in Paris, where that kind of started my whole babyface run, where they just lost their minds for no reason for me. And I was shocked and awed. And even I'm getting videos from people that were there in Paris from the show. And when he hit it, the crowd was chanting Baron Corbin. And I was like, that's just cool. Like, it makes you feel good.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that experience in Paris and how that was for you. Like, I know that you probably weren't expecting that type of reaction, and kind of like, what was the feedback that you got when you went backstage from those within WWE?
So, I mean, it was insane because I did an interview with a guy named Sturry who has a YouTube show in Paris that morning. We were chatting about food because he's a big food guy, wrestling, metal, all of those things. And he's like, hey, man, don't be surprised if some people cheer for you tonight. And I was like, you're full of it, dude. Yeah, right. And then like we were just playing around too. And at that time I was like in between characters and stuff. And he's like, no, he's like, the people of France really respect you for the work you've done, the character work you've done. They think that you've never gotten, what you deserve there. You're underappreciated, all of those things. And then, so he's like, they might cheer for you. And I was like, there's no way. And when that terrible Happy Corbin music hit and they lost their minds, I was like instant chills. I was like, this is the craziest reaction I've ever experienced. And, them chanting my name, and I get in the ring and they're still chanting my name and cheering. And I'm like, I'm in the Twilight Zone, like blown away. Like then Rick Boog's music hits and they boom. And I was like, oh no, like this is bad. He gets in the ring and he looks at me and go, I'm sorry. I have no idea. Like there's nothing I can do right now that's going to change this. And then, we started the match and like we run a opening spot and he bumps me and they boo. And I was like, oh no, this is so backwards because I'm working as a heel, but they hate him and love me. And I was like, we just got to do it, man. And I start stomping them on the corner and they're losing their minds. And I was like, I'm stomping on them going, I'm sorry. And they're like, one more time. I'm like, okay. And so then I like fully went into it. And then they changed the finish while we were in the match with like, I don't know, a minute to go. The referee's like, hey, Corbin's up, change the finish. And so I had to call a new finish to Boogs. And then when I beat him and the fans rushed the vom, they rushed the rails and they're going crazy. I'm just like teared up my eyes because I was like so shook that this was like the reception. And it was funny too, because I get back through the curtain and all the roster, everybody that's there is standing in Gorilla, like wide eye, like what the hell just happened? They like Bailey even was like, the reaction, they were like back in catering getting some food and they heard the reaction, they're like, whoa, who was that for? And someone was like, I think Corbin. And she's like, no way. And they all ran to the monitor and watched it, and it went all over social media. It was just another one of those things, like the Cena hitting the end of days. Like it was one of those moments that you just can never pay for or predict, and it kind of makes every sacrifice that you've put into what you do worth it. It's like, for example, you guys doing these shows and wanting to create a platform. If whoever it is you look up someday, like puts a clip of your show on their show and you're going, holy shit, like this dude listens to us, like what? Like that's kind of what it gives you. Just those days when you guys are grinding, going, we got to do the show. Let's get through this one. Like it makes all of that worth it.
Oh God, I hope people don't listen to this show. Those are some terrible ideas. These idiots out here.
We're all idiots. Come on.
I'm trying to get a pencil to book promotion. So I'll pitch you on this.
Okay,
Donovan Dijak is in, by the way.
Okay. I like it.
The promotion's called Ring of Hallucinations. I want the ROH pencil.
Okay.
So everybody takes some type of hallucinogen.
I like it.
The wrestlers, the fans, they got baggies underneath their chairs and everything. Okay. And the promotion is basically built around drugs and money, not really wrestling, because I'm not.
So it's the 80s. It's the 80s all over again.
Yeah. Okay. There's some wrestling, but not too much going on in there.
We won't remember, but it will be good.
Right. So that's my idea for a promotion is Ring of Hallucinations. I've pitched a bunch of different ideas and storylines on the show. I can't even like rehash a lot of them because there's just so many that I've had. One, the most recent one is a blindfold match, but the crowd is blindfolded, so they're only reacting to what's going into the sound.
But they're also on hallucinogens?
Yeah.
This is gonna get awesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Blue Mountain State?
Yeah. I've seen a few episodes.
There's an episode called the Drug Olympics where they all take a random drug.
I think I've seen that one.
That's the way this, instead of a battle royal, it's like the battle royal of drugs. You don't know which ones you're getting. And then you could have a full-on battle royal, and dudes are in there seeing bunnies, and some dudes are in there like hopped up on meth. Like this could get next level.
And it could be like the Royal Rumble where it's like a countdown for the next person, and then immediately after that person comes in, there's another countdown to decide what drug they do.
Ooh, you could do audience polls.
It could be like Taboo Tuesday, but for drugs.
There you go.
This
seems dangerously successful.
And murder. I'm a big fan of murder as well.
Horror movie.
Yeah, we need people just dying.
I like it.
It'll be fine.
The ropes could be like electrified to like a serious level.
Oh, I see. I had an idea for Cross. Said he would be fine with like killing off his character at SummerSlam. I was like, yeah, sure. He can kill off his character and come back. He wears like a mask, but then he's basically like a Jigsaw type character. He has people in his cross chamber. We call it the Crossfire, and there's also people in the background playing Crossfire. Remember that game?
Oh, that's a great game.
Yeah, so that's like a little Easter egg that we're throwing in there as well. But he just keeps people in his crossfire chamber. You know, it's like, oh, if you want to survive, like you got to cut off his arm, and then we'll let you out, type of thing. So
there's another movie like kind of like that. What is it Truth or Dare? Have you seen that movie where they're like, you got to stab him in the leg? I'd be like, she. Okay, next question.
Like, no problem.
Yeah, so
no, shut up.
A lot of arson. Yeah, we've got ideas here. I don't know if they're good, but we've got ideas.
Arson would make wrestling very interesting. I mean, it's Inferno match, but real.
Yeah,
I got to bring that back.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a good plan.
My favorite match of all time is the Doomsday Cage match with the Alliance to end Hulkamania against Hogan and Savage. It's one of the greatest matches.
That was a 3-tier cage, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Poor Arn Anderson.
We rewatched
it
the other day. Yes. Arn Anderson wearing a full-on sweatsuit and just trying not to step in the wrong spot because it's only cage mesh under their feet.
Yeah, that's not good.
But still,
we could, you could basically add, what's the show where they all play like the games and die?
Squid Games?
Squid Games, hybrid wrestling. Like the ring could have holes in it in certain places that there's like punji sticks below, or a shark tank, or other things that just will be really bad. Bear traps under the So if you're like wrestling and you like run and give someone a tackle and you step to your right and all of a sudden you fall through the ring and a spike is now sticking out of you.
Have you seen Money Plane with Cope?
No.
Okay. That's one for the fans to watch. Money Plane. You could bet on a man fucking an alligator in that movie. But it's a plane where like gambling goes on, but they gamble on literally things like men fucking alligators or an alligator eating somebody or whatever. Everyone should watch Money Plane.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
These are let's take some ideas from this as well. We're off the rails as always on here, but our pal Volov says, how into reality TV are you? We got to know if you're full ITW. We're big reality television fans.
Like what? Give me some examples of some reality TV that we are watching.
Big fans of The Challenge, myself and SP3. 90 Day Fiance, Love is Blind. A lot of like the trash.
You're a 90 Day fan?
I had it on in the hotel the other day, and I'm like, these people are insane, and I love it.
Yes.
So here's my guilty reality TV show pleasure is Below Deck.
That's a good one. Yes, I was a big fan of Below Deck. The
shit show of but also too, it interests me because I'm like, dude, if I was 20, 21, 22, and didn't know what I want to do with my life, I'm gonna go work on a charter ship like that because you're gonna make $1,200 cash. $2,000 in cash a week in tips plus your pay, and they're like, oh yeah, we're just in Ibiza, so go have fun tonight. And it always ends up being a shit show, and somebody gets in a fight and somebody's getting down with somebody else in the jacuzzi, and then the captain finds out and he's like, yo, did you clean the jacuzzi? And there's all kinds of stuff there, and the chefs are like, vegans? What? No, you're eating the idiots.
The chefs are insane, dude. They're amazing, but they are absolutely insane.
They're all nuts
on that show. It's great.
That reminds me, because we're talking about ships, I watched the Poop Cruise documentary on Netflix. Did you see it? Oh my God. Me and my missus were watching that with our jaws on the floor.
Dude. And we like cruises. And I was like, yo, if this happens, I'm calling a helicopter to come get me somewhere. I'm not swimming around in shit for 4 more days. That was insane.
Yeah,
they got like mattresses on the deck and stuff.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they were creating like tents on the cruise deck.
Wait, Bengals? Look at this.
What's going? How did me, a Bengals fan, in early September, end up here up in my office with a starter jacket on? And
who still has a starter jacket? That's the question.
Me. They actually sent me 2, and I'm just like putting it in my attic for 20 years. Yeah. They accidentally sent me one, and then I'm going to resell it for like 3 times as much. But
I like it. I think mine had like firework burns in it.
I got a gift for you. Look at this. Look at this beauty.
Ooh,
right.
Toilet paper.
Look at that. Hey. Let's calm that down real quick.
Listen, how is Burrows ranked higher on the list than Mahomes?
Because he's a better quarterback now.
In what world?
He's not a better winner. I can admit that. The Chiefs are winners, but he is a better quarterback.
In what way?
Oh, did you watch last year?
Yeah, he did not have a great year.
Oh, he had a great year.
Or was it the year prior when he got paid $1 billion and then was hurt for 4 weeks?
He got hurt 2 years ago. But
Yeah,
then our
great
backup
season.
led the league in completion percentage. I'm just saying.
Ours with Mahomes with an injured ankle went and won a Super Bowl. Yours rode the pine.
That was a
Okay.
psyop. That was fake. That wasn't.
Might
real.
have been. I'm not going to deny
was-
it. We've already talked about how we pay the refs. I'm good with it.
I mean, yeah.
Winners
last
win.
year, listen, Mahomes is washed up. It's okay.
You've hit your head
Pushed
today.
up.
He's cooked. He's done.
What?
I mean, Sean
this is-
admittedly has had some concussions. So.
Exactly.
that too. Okay.
That's still some.
It was like 10 years ago, though. It doesn't count.
Now you're feeling the effects now.
Yeah.
Your quarterback
exactly.
assessment.
At this moment.
Who's the Chiefs' backup? Is it still Carson Wentz? I don't think so.
No, we let him go. Which he just went somewhere.
I feel
I think he's in New York.
I think you might be right.
Carson
I remember
Wentz
I was-
is Minnesota for
Minnesota.
Carson Wentz. Yeah.
I don't know.
Backup court. Oh, you got Gardner Minshew as the backup. It's honestly a really good.
Oh hell yeah,
backup.
Minshew
So,
Magic.
I've never
I
heard
have
of him,
more-
so
You've never heard
Okay.
of Gardner Minshew?
no. I just know Mahomes because he wins. Just look at backups. Come
Minshew
on
played
now.
for Vegas and Jacksonville, I believe, are his two main stops.
Great head of hair on this guy, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
I'm jealous.
It's honestly incredible.
I'm
Well,
jealous. I don't have any hair there.
So
Life we
let
live.
me get your thoughts on this. And this is a pitch I heard within a major wrestling company that I thought was actually pretty good.
Okay.
A hair versus hairless match where one person would be required to grow out what hair they could if they lost.
We saw that with Sad Corbin. I looked
know.
like
but I mean,
ass.
you were a trailblazer.
It looked terrible.
Listen, I disagree. I think that more people need to bring back the earthquake, the John Tenta. That's when haircuts were men.
That's for sure. Think about all the dudes in that generation that had like just, yeah, dude, I'm bald up top, but everything else is growing.
I have long said that
There's
every
so
time
many.
when I was a little kid, I saw a big fat man with a skullet, I believed they could fight because of earthquake.
You're probably right, though.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a fair assessment. But I mean, you had think about all the people that you had Earthquake, you had Hogan, you had Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes was flirting with that line for a long. Michael Hayes has got
He's still
nothing up
holding
top,
on.
and that's why he wears hats because in the hair, he's like, yeah, I got a full head of hair on here. Just don't look under my hat.
My favorite part of Unreal is when they were hugging him and his hat kept falling off. It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
He's very self-conscious about that.
I will
okay.
no longer interrupt this interview. I just will guarantee the Cincinnati Bengals will not lose to the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season this year. Thank
So what we need to bet then? Oh, he just left. Oh,
No, he's still there. He's still there.
What we can bet?
I
I can make a bet that the Cincinnati Bengals won't lose to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Are they
in
playing
regular
the
season.
Chiefs in the
Shut
regular
up,
season?
Jeremy.
Okay.
Shut up.
I figured that was what
Go to hell,
what the
Jeremy.
bit was.
We don't. Oh, well, because we're not seeing you guys in the regular season. No, we're not. We won't see you in the playoffs either, so it's okay. Yeah, he's gone now.
Best way to close that off. I wanted to ask because you brought
You
up.
should just bury him. Oh, he
Yeah,
actually
I
did
mean-
leave. Yeah, he did leave. I know you blocked him at one point, and then he forced you to unblock him during an
No,
interview.
I went on a blocking rampage with a lot of people, and it wasn't always shots at me too. So I don't know why he got blocked. If like,
He sucks.
it always pissed me off too. Like when people would just either do spoilers, and I'd block them because I'm like, dude, you're a dick. And then if people just weird comments of like, and this wasn't him by any means, but like when people are like, oh, fire this guy and hire, I hate those. Like, bro, this is people's livelihood. It's not even funny as a joke to me. So people got blocked when it wasn't always even just a direct comment to me. So he might have got caught up in something, was saying something about somebody, and I was like, yeah, fuck this guy. I'm out.
It was probably spoilers. Yeah, Sean's always very positive when it comes to professional wrestling, and he definitely doesn't wish anybody to lose
No,
their job.
that's what I'm saying. And when we've met and chatted, and it's super fun and always fun to talk to. And he
Nice
was like,
little
I'm
sucks.
blocked. Yeah, well, especially his taste in football. I'll cheer for Carolina before I cheer for Cincinnati.
There we
appreciate
go.
That. We need all the help we can get on the field and off. Honestly, do you still got any reps in you? Can you give us some defensive reps potentially? Because we need all the help we can get on defense.
I missed something there. It disconnected me for like a beat. I didn't hear you.
Oh, do you have any football reps left in you? Because we need, especially if you can give us anything on defense.
No, not a defense.
Okay.
No, I could step in at left guard, maybe a little center.
Yeah, our line,
maybe
our
now
line's
at
a
this
little
weight,
banged up.
tight end.
Okay. We need a tight end. Our receiving core is looking better, but yeah, we need a tight end. That would be helpful.
What was your guys' first round pick this year?
I can't pronounce his name too well, but the kid out of Florida State.
TNT,
the wide
he's
receiver.
a stud.
Yeah, he looks good. So our receiving core looks better, but everything else looks terrible.
Yeah, I'm excited for. Ours is still all over the place because we got Juju, Hollywood, Xavier, but it's like I wanted to get somebody who was just going to be a nasty new rookie that could really shake things up. But like our tight end crew with Travis and Noah Gray, Jared. I mean, our tight ends are studs. I think our O line is going to be good this year after that devastating beating we took from the Eagles. So what can you do? I'm from be a stud.
I'm from Ohio, unfortunately. Can you play quarterback for the Browns? They have 15 of them, but
they do. I don't. That was the worst drafting I've ever seen. I mean, they're known to really screw up their draft with quarterbacks, but this year was levels above. How do you take a third rounder and a fifth rounder?
Yeah, just Browns. What are you gonna do? They traded out of the 2-pick. They traded out of the 2-pick too.
I know, dude. Like what?
Basically traded Travis Hunter.
What is Dallas doing right now?
Dallas
is all over
the place. Yeah.
What has Dallas been doing for years? I've been watching the documentary on Netflix, the Jerry Jones and Cowboys
Is it good?
documentary. Yeah, it's good. That's a team I grew up like rooting for and watching.
I think everybody did.
Yeah, my dad was a Redskins fan, Commanders, sorry, and I didn't want to root for the same team as him, so I was like, I'm just gonna like the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And then I got older, Carolina got a team, so I was like, all right, I'll actually root for my hometown.
I've always been a Chiefs fan, just growing up in Kansas City and going to the tailgates and barbecues. Even when we didn't have tickets to the game, you'd go and tailgate. But then always my second tier team was Dallas because I liked Emmitt Smith, and I like, it's like Neon Dion, whose son is now with the Browns, but it's like their team, Aikman, they were so good.
Yeah.
And they were fun.
90s was a simple time. Like there was a national wide team for basically all the three major sports. Like it was Cowboys in the NFL, it was Bulls in the NBA, and it was Yankees in the MLB. That's what it was all about. Then you meet someone who's a fan of those sports, 9 times out of 10, they're usually a fan of those teams.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun. And it's like you said, it was just simple. These are the teams nationwide. Everybody likes them. There's a 4-part series Netflix maybe for the Chiefs if you need something else to watch.
Yeah, the Kingdom.
It's like the Kingdom, the history. I haven't started it yet. I'm gonna watch it on my flight tomorrow to Toronto.
Oh, nice.
So I'm excited for that.
My
mom said it was good.
Are you gonna be in Toronto by the time the game starts tomorrow? Are you working?
I hope so. Yeah, I'm doing MLP Friday. I'm doing a CMLL affiliate show on Sunday in Monterrey, Mexico. And then obviously next Friday, MLW in Dallas, which is going to be sick.
So you're going to miss the game tomorrow? Or are you going to?
I will be watching on my phone, I'm sure.
Okay.
Until I walk out the curtain, I'm going to be like, that's my music. I got 30. Okay, set it down, run, kick the shit out of somebody, and
what is that? You're gonna have to get the match order based on where the game is and everything. Like, can I go on first? Get this over with.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh,
really?
It's funny too. Like sometimes in WWE, we'd be having the match, and I'd be telling the producers. I'd be like looking at the table, like if it's a live event, I'm going like this, and they're going, "Oh, he wants the score to the Chiefs game." Like while I'm in the match, the ref is like relaying the score, and they would always just mess with me. They'd be like, "Chiefs are losing," and I'm like, "They're not." Shut up.
Wait, hold on. You were asking for the score in the middle of matches?
Yeah,
I respect it. That's what
you do. But they would never give me the truth. There was a show we were in. I want to say Nashville. It was somewhere in Tennessee, and we had just beaten the Titans to go or in the playoffs or to go to the playoffs. I don't remember what it was, but it was like a really close game, and we won like a hour before my match, and I had my Chiefs jersey with me, and I wore it out on the entrance. It was so good. They were so mad. Things in life are easy.
Yeah, I remember you wearing the jersey a couple of times. I feel like it was ones that are in the playoffs, but didn't you also, and again, my memory is not good, but when Taylor was showing up to the games and everything, didn't you like wear the jersey then or do like the dance that she did? I feel like you had some type of fun when she started showing up.
I don't know. I drink a lot of whiskey sometimes and things get weird. Very possible.
I just remember writing a bunch of articles about it.
Well, there was a picture of me and Taylor, and I
definitely
jersey
wrote that
on too. And
yeah,
it was like, it's pretty funny. So yeah, I like to do dumb. I just like irritating people. So I said, if you want to fight Dave, I'll let it happen. I won't step in.
There you go. See, I'm in New York, so I'm probably the closest one who can get to.
You are.
So you can.
I'll text you and be like, "Hey, me and Dave are going to dinner right over here."
Just jump him.
Just show up and start attacking him. He'll just think it's a crazy person in New York. He'll think nothing of it.
I come in as like a waiter, and then I like take on it's like a 24/7 title match. Like I just.
We're gold. Shove some drugs in his mouth and have one of the matches of drugs.
Have the hallucinating match right there.
Eat these mushrooms, Dave. I'm with it.
I love it.
I'll let it happen.
We're working out.
I'll video it
very well.
I'll see you, and he'll be like, "What are you winking at?" Nothing, Dave.
Why's your camera out?
Great trade, buddy. I'm just videoing you.
It's content. It's content. You guys
are pouring me champagne. What's the big deal?
Oh no, we've gotten wrestlers in trouble before for Cosbying people. We don't need to do that here on the show.
Whoa.
We got Macklin in trouble for the Cosby bit, so we don't need to get Corbin in trouble for this as well.
Well, this is different. We're fighting. We're not doing other things. Totally different ball game.
Well, Macklin almost fell into a fire because he got Cosby'd by Eric Young on TNA. Yes. So yeah, we unfortunately got him in trouble for that. He's still pals with us, allegedly. We'll see. Yeah.
At least he still pals.
I keep pausing every once in a while, like every 10 minutes.
Oh, it freezes?
It just gives me a little pause. But my internet's good. I'm plugged in.
I was saying you're fine on our end.
Yeah, you're
so I heard Macklin almost fell in a fire, and then it was like,
yeah, it was a TNA segment. Eric Young roofied him, and he almost fell into the fire. And then he was on our show, and we're like, "Why'd you let Eric Young Cosby you?" And Macklin's a good dude. He was joking about it. He had a good sense of humor about it. But then people saw the clip.
We did the weird one too, where it was like Montez got drugged.
Yeah.
And then he Batista the rope and passed out, and everybody's like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, I never understood that one.
I don't think anybody did. There were a lot of things we just didn't. Where did I get dog food to pour on Roman?
I wanted
to SP3, go ahead.
That. Yes, you brought it up because you knew I wanted to ask about that. Like, whose idea was that? And...
I'll give you one chance to guess.
It was definitely a Vince idea.
I want to know how he pitched it to you.
He did. Again, this is not a pitching thing. This is hey, this is what we're doing. And you go, yes, sir. The funniest part of the whole thing was it was legit dog food. It smelled God. I was trying not to vomit while I was putting it on him. If you watch the clip, I'm like making this weird face because it smelled so bad. Here's the best part of it all that nobody was privy to is in the back, Vince wanted to see how it poured out of the cans.
Yeah.
And so they just took an extra and had him stand there, and they just opened a can and poured it on the extra's head to see what it would look like. That dude, David LaGreca, by the way, just text me, "You and In the Weeds are dead to me." I can't wait to do the next show with him when he goes crazy, and I love getting him wound up. This is amazing. This makes my day.
In the Weeds, I went on that show, much better.
He's in Poland somewhere. He might be back from Poland. He's been on vacation for 10 days. So the fact that he's getting this right now makes me so happy.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. He allegedly knows about our show. So
he does. Allegedly is my favorite. He's the best. Like, honestly, like, so fun and even more fun to get riled up.
Yes.
I love it. And now we know he's a fan of your show. He's watching currently right now.
Also unfortunate. Also unfortunate. But all right, so hold on. This extra got dog food poured on him. Did the extra get paid more? Do you know? Like,
I really, really hope so.
I hope so as well.
That's like, I don't extras probably make $500 for the show, and it's like, oh, what'd you do at work today, honey? Oh, they poured dog food on me. Wait, what? Like,
I always tell this story. I was at a Christmas party, and you're talking to people, and they're all introducing themselves like, oh, I'm a scientist, I work in this lab, and oh, I'm a doctor, and I do this, I'm a hedge fund manager and everything. Like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I get paid to cover wrestling, which is fine. Like, it's a great job to have. But I'm like, yeah, the last bit is I just watched this dude pour dog food on another guy, and that's what I had to cover. And they're like, oh, that's interesting. I was like, yeah, this is what I do for a living, is cover a man pouring dog food on another man.
So brutal. That was insane.
What a time.
Yeah,
that was. What a time.
It was.
Oh, and then I got it back. It wasn't fun to do that either. And I also, the other thing, they handcuffed me to the post when we did that. And so they're pouring dog food on me and everything, and chili and whatever else they had in that bowl. And I was hanging, but I was in the handcuffs, but I couldn't get my feet under me because it was so slippery. So I was literally hanging by the handcuffs. It was one of the most painful things I've ever experienced because it felt like it was getting ready to cut my thumbs off. And so I'm like, you watch movies and stuff, we talk about Fast and Furious with Vin Diesel, but Triple X, when he's hanging by the handcuffs, I'm like, bro, I'm done. Shoot me, please. Like, that's the worst. It was so, I was like screaming at the stage people to help me because like the show went off the air and then everybody's like starting to move and I'm like, somebody pick me up. My thumbs are coming off. Like, it's gonna be a thing where I slide through. I'm just gonna have skeleton hands. Like, my skin's gonna be gone.
Oh man,
because it's all in the handcuffs.
Yeah,
brutal.
We have people asking, was the Royal Rumble porta potty a shoot porta potty?
Brutal. We've talked Chiefs. We've talked. What do we got?
We have somebody in our chat asking, was the Royal Rumble porta potty a shoot porta potty?
Yes, it was, but thank God it wasn't filled with blue stuff, which it originally was. Yeah. But because they didn't want it spilling all over the floor in the arena with people walking and having cleaned up, they took it out. But like, because the original plan was like for me to climb out of it being covered in that blue water, and it would have been hilarious. Like, and Hunter was pitching it to me. I was like, this is crazy. He's like, hey, I did pig slop matches. I go, fair point. Fair point. You got me there, bud. But then the venue wouldn't let them do it. And they also wouldn't let us, I wanted to bang on a trash can there because they just went through the whole scandal Houston did of banging on the trash can for signals. Yeah. And I wanted to do it in a match, and they're like, absolutely not. Again, see, I like just starting fires. That's what I like to do.
That match, the street fight, no false count anywhere, whatever it was, whatever the gimmick was called, I feel like it's actually very underrated. And I always remember the match because it looked like you and Roman were just having so much fun during that.
We were.
Roman had to, take time off with everything, and he came back and he was thankfully very good. But like, it looked like that was like the first time since returning that like he was just out there and having fun in the environment and having fun with everything, because he'd been doing this stuff with you, for a while. But it looked like you guys were just having a good time out there.
We really were, and because we got to, when you get to go out and kind of be in the crowd and do all that, it makes it a lot of fun because you're really feeding. Like when you're in the ring, you're feeding off energy, but sometimes when you're in those huge venues, like the sound is weird because it goes up instead of coming back down or on top of you. So when you're out with the crowd and getting put through the tables and having Ziggler and Bobby Roode helping me, and then, getting speared on top of the dugout in front of all those people, like the match was awesome. And then getting to come back and have to do the Rumble later in the night after, like, that was like a 25-30 minute match with Roman to start the show. And I just gotten a new contract right before that show started. So I was in a super good mood and super happy. And And so like everything for that match, stars aligned. It was so fun. And there's a lot of matches like that, I think, that are underrated that people don't appreciate. They're doing the stuff on Raw right now with Becky joining the Vision and Seth and Becky kind of being back together. And the first time they did it, it didn't work great because Becky kept saving Seth. And it's like, that's not how you want this thing to go. But like the match that was me and Lacey versus Becky and Seth, like that was a super underrated. I thought that match was awesome when they did the big table spot. That match was great. And everybody's like, well, the people there weren't a big crowd. Well, it was supposed to just be a live event, and then they switched it to a pay-per-view. So yeah, it's not a PLE crowd. It was supposed to be a live event. So there was like 6,000 people there, which is still a ton of people. But I loved that match. I love that match with Roman in the dugout and everything. So fun.
Do you still get asked about the end of days on Becky?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's funny too how many people, when she slapped Punk on Monday, how many people were like, dude, just call Corbin. I even sent Punk a message. I was like, hey, if you need me, and I sent him the gif of me giving her the end of days, and he just laughed at it.
Yeah, we had people saying Corbin wouldn't have taken that shit. Like, come on, what's Punk doing? Why is he just standing there?
Take a nap, Becky. She's so good. So fun. Well, so fun.
When she references Sports Illustrated, she says, I'm the greatest wrestler of all time. It's not just me saying it. Sports Illustrated says it. The person, I'm pointing the right way here. There we go. That's Sports Illustrated. He's the one who wrote the list that put Becky at the top of the list. So
I wouldn't argue that. Hell yeah, as you should. She's incredible with what she's done, what she's accomplished.
Now I'm a part of WWE lore, so I'm happy. I
made
the right choice. I made the right choice.
There you go. Let's go. Let's go.
One of the things you're known for in WWE lore, in my opinion, you have the greatest 2-month character in the history of that company.
Sad Corbin.
Yes, Sad Corbin is some of the most entertaining television, especially in that era of WWE that I had seen. So I want to know, like, what went into everything, like the different skits that you were doing, and were you kind of frustrated with it being cut so short? Did you want it to go on longer, and like everything that went with that?
Yeah, originally when Vince told me what we were doing, because he wanted to, get me out of the King stuff, and he had the Happy Corbin thing in his mind before we even took the crown off with Shinsuke and Boogs, and he was like, we're gonna take you, and you're just gonna be dejected for like 2 or 3 weeks. It's gonna be a 2 or 3 week thing. He's like, so I don't want you to cut your hair, I don't want you to cut your beard. You're just gonna kind of be down in the dumps. You just lost your crown and everything. And then we did the first week of TV, and it was good, and he really liked it. And then I did a random, it was like the Raw talk or whatever it was. And I was like, I asked, who did I do that interview with? Kayla. I did it with Kayla Braxton, and I was like, I'm just going to lay here on the floor, and I'm just going to freestyle. And when I cut that promo about having to like bang the can on the street to get it open and the stain on my shirt, like that sparked it into the next level, because then it was like, oh no, we're going to take this a little bit longer now. And like we did the TikTok where they wouldn't let me in the arena. And then like, so those little social things that were kind of my idea and my pitches where I'm just freestyling got that character like some serious entertainment points, and people really grabbed onto it to where people were trying to hand me money when I was doing my entrance or when I was leaving. I had a lady in Houston try to shove a $20 bill in my window. I'm like, lady, I'm not actually poor. This is a character. And then also like we're applying to, my daughters go to private school, and we're like going to the private school to do visits, and I look horrible, and I'd always apologize. I'm like, listen, I understand this is not a good thing right now. Like the beard is terrible. I look Amish. With my bald top and side grows out. But I wanted Vegas, when I stole the briefcase from Big E, me and Kevin Owens had a pitch that took us all the way to Mania. And I was like, that's what we got to do. So Vegas needs to be a hope spot. I need to have those videos where I'm back in the money and then cut to, I lost it all back, like everybody does in Vegas, and like be worse off than when I got there. Like I wanted it to be like, they haven't seen Corbin in 2 weeks. And like, there's little clips of me like in a homeless encampment in Vegas. Like I would have thought that would have been hysterical. I was like trying to take it as far as I could go because people were having fun with it, but it was turning me babyface, and Vince did not want me to be a babyface. I think if we had taken it, because Kevin and I had talked about winning the tag titles, and him trying to pull me out of the dumps, like because we cut that promo with Shotzi where she shot me in the jewels with her tank, and it was going to kind of be like he was pulling me, and like I was like, we had a pitch where I basically take the bullet for him in a match because the Usos I think were the tag champs. I was like, let me like dive in the way and get super kicked, and I have to go to the hospital. I'm in a neck brace and all this stuff. Like, let's go super over the top with it, and then him and I could win the tag titles at Mania, but then I turn on him. And like, I was like, that'll make me the biggest heel ever. But Vince was like, you won't make it there as a heel. Like, I don't know. He just did not want me as a babyface at that point. And so he turned me at Vegas. But I wish we would have gotten another 6 months out of it. Do you imagine how shitty I would have looked? Like legit. This terrible mustache would have been like hanging over my lips, and my Amish beard would have been just brilliant. And then I would have had legit Hogan, like it would have gone out to like here, but nothing on top or the front. It would have been Earthquake's hair, without a doubt.
I'm sad we didn't get this.
It would have been so good.
I understand that he doesn't want to turn you babyface. He didn't want you to get babyface, but like if anybody makes it work, one, you're very good at that, and Kevin is like that's the guy to make everything work.
Kevin is one of the best there is, and it would have been so fun because Kevin could have garnered the sympathy for me.
Yeah.
And it would have been just gold.
Oh, that's very sad that.
What could have been? Yeah. What could have been? I'm just glad that it lasted as long as it did, because originally it was only supposed to be 2 weeks to 3 weeks, and we got 3 months out of it roughly, and then it went to Happy Corbin.
Are you so enthusiastic about that?
I mean, we can talk about Happy.
It was too, like, I remember going to the show and they're like, all right, you can shave, you're gonna, everything. And then they're like, we want you to practice your entrance. And I was like, what the fuck is this music that's playing? And they're like, that's your music. And I was like, no, it's not. That's not my music. And they're like, yes, it is. And I was like, I cannot come out to this. I felt like Mojo Rawley in Vegas. Like, I was like, what? No. And then they'd like talk me off the cliff because I was like, I'm putting my foot down. Like, I cannot do this. And they're like, hey, and like it was funny because it was pitched to me. I think it was by Hunter, or maybe it was Hunter, talking about like, do you think Shawn Michaels loved his music day one, and now it turned into one of the most iconic music intros there is? And I go, totally different, bro. Like,
yeah, that's not a good example. Come on,
I get what you're trying to say and trying to make me feel better. Not the same thing. That was rough.
Who came up with the hat? The hat is like one of the most signature items to that character, the Happy Corbin guy.
Vince. That was Vince. Vince wanted the hat and like a pencil thin mustache for some reason, which he's rocking now. But I like those fedoras. I married a Spanish woman. I live in Tampa. I've got a few of them anyway to wear to the beach. And he's like, I see you like a fedora. I go, done. That I got. And then too, I was like, hey, Vince, if we're going to do this rich guy thing, I was like, I got to show up like Albert Del Rio style in cars. And he's like, yeah, like great idea. And so they pitched him like Rolls Royce. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And they ordered one. And he's like, and it got there. And I think I did it one day. And he's like, no. He's like, Rolls Royce doesn't mean you're rich. And I was like, I don't know who you're talking to. Like, in my world, it does. And he's like, I think it's like you need like a Lambo or something of a bright color. And I go, okay, I'm cool with that too. And then they ordered it, and he goes, it's too small for you. You can't have that either. We're just not going to do cars. And I was like, okay, there that goes. Like, that would have been cool. I would at least felt cool to I'd have different music playing in the car as I drive it into the arena.
Have that going over the.
I don't have to hear my music.
Yeah.
What can you do though? What can you do? And then like when we turned to like the iteration to JBL, it was like we still didn't even change that much. It was still the trash music, and it was still like a fedora. And I was like, because they wanted me to still wear the hat, but because he was wearing his cowboy hat, and I was like, how about we just make me badass again? Like, let him turn me badass again, and not this suit wearing idiot. But we got what we got. I got to do it when I went back to NXT with Braun and do all that and go back to like what I really like doing, and which is what I'm doing now. Like MLW, that show coming up. I'm getting to do me and my character with the whole nomad thing of traveling the world and trying to, just take titles and kick people's asses.
Yeah, we had Dijak on yesterday, and we're talking about the skyscrapers. Big Sid guy. here.
Yeah.
And so Sid and Dan Spivey and me and Mark, the original Skyscrapers. Like when I saw you guys were using that name, I was like, oh, that's good. That fits them.
And again, another thing where I showed up and it's like, hey, this is what you guys are. And I was like, well, this was a home run. Like, I love this.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not a home run, but that one was. Like, I was like, it's a cool nod to the past, and especially guys we look up to, being big guys who are all athletic dudes. It made it very easy to go, hell yeah, let's go.
And how's it been in comparison to like your other tag teams with Donovan, Dijak? Because like low key, you're kind of a tag team specialist. Like we were going through the other day, preparing for this interview and going through all your partners that you've had in all your time in like WWE and now on the independent scene. So how's it been with Dijak?
It's great. I mean, it's cool because we have history. It's not like it was somebody that they just put me with where I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what he does. I don't know how he works. So when they said it was gonna be with Dijak, I was like, oh man, we worked 100 times together. We're around each other. We have the same kind of mentality. I thought it was going to be an instant fit day one. Like there was a weird one. Like me and Braun did it. Became tag teams. I loved the Wolf Dogs. It was so good, so fun. And then they're like, well, we're going to put you with Apollo. And Apollo is one of my good friends. I love Apollo. And I was like, well, that's a weird transition. Like, is it going to work? And the first time we were in the ring together, I was like, done. This is so good. It's so easy. And he was an amazing partner to have. And then so to continue that run of amazing partners really is nice. And it helps eliminate some stress in life when you're going and putting on these shows. Getting to work with somebody who you enjoy being around makes it that much better.
And we do play a game on this show. It's called Partner Promo Punch in the Face. So I'll give you 3 names, pick one to partner with, pick one to promo against, and one person to punch in the face. I'm actually going to give you 3 of the names you just mentioned, all partners or former partners of yours. So we got Apollo Crews, Braun Breaker, and Donovan Dijak.
So I'm going to partner with Dijak right now because we're champs. I'm going to take the easy route on that one. I'm going to promo with Apollo, but he has to do it in his temporary Nigerian character. Just for fun. Just for fun. It's the Kofi Kingston of characters.
Now, well, how come when he was doing the Nigerian character, I don't know if the overlap. Could we not have done the Nigerian prince helping Sad Corbin?
He was the Nigerian prince when he was Sad Corbin. That's true.
That would have been good. Yeah, where was that asshole at when I needed him?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to punch Braun in the face just because I would love to. He drove me nuts sometimes in the best way. And I'll club punch him where he doesn't see it coming. Wham! Take a nap, dummy. Be good. That's my punch promo and partner.
Love it.
And on that note, though, I got to jump. I got jujitsu at 11:30.
We appreciate you taking.
We appreciate all the time.
Listen, if you seriously don't think I'm keeping the link and I'm just going to randomly pop in at some point,
please do.
We'll just talk Fast and Furious 1 through 7.
That sounds like our kind of show.
And people will hate us.
We're gonna
actually they will love us.
Redo the tier ranking the next time you show up. We're gonna redo the tier ranking.
But were there other movies in the tiers? Because
no, it's just Fast and Furious.
And all
Hobbs
of them.
Control, like
all of them were
anything from the Fast and Furious universe.
I approve of his rankings. We don't need to redo it.
Yes, thank you.
It'll be the same list. I know you want Tokyo Drift to go in a different category, but it's not.
No.
4? But 4 too?
Nope.
Number 4? Nah.
Yeah, they're all going, bro.
Nah, man.
Even number 2 with Tyrese is going in.
See, I have fond memories of that because I saw that in theaters like 5 times. So that'll always be top tier to me.
I might delete the Chiefs Kingdom thing off my iPad and put all the Fast and Furious back on there to watch on the plane tomorrow, just for fun.
Nice.
So,
Bishop, we appreciate you joining us. Before you go, make sure to plug everything, let everybody know where they can find you at.
Yeah, I mean, my socials are out there. They're all Bishop Dyer. Well, they're all Tom Pestock now. So on Instagram, on Twitter. I own a coffee company called Open Air Coffee. If you want to get some amazing coffee, hit me up on my Instagram. It is a link to it. You can buy it, drink it, live it, get outside, enjoy the weather. Come Friday, MLW in Dallas, Texas. It's my birthday, so if you want to bring me tequila, I'll drink it. Outside of that, man, rock and roll, watch Fast and Furious movies, and I can't wait to watch you and La Greca fight.
We got to set him up. We got to jump him in New York, so we'll be in touch about that. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Way over what we were expecting, but we really appreciate it. And you're welcome anytime. Again, the link does not change, so you can pop on anytime you would like.
I will. That'll be fun. And tell Sean the Bengals suck ass. So
We'll do.
We'll let him know.
we'll tell you,
Thanks,
boys.
Tom.
We'll see you,
Thanks,
boys.
Tom.
Later.
Oh man,
A plus.
where do we go from there?
A
Where do we
plus
go
plus.
from there?
A plus plus. That was amazing. That was great stuff.
Oh, that was fantastic. So I'm gonna peel back the curtain as we always do on this show. We were scheduled to have him at 10. He was on right at 10, and Joel popped on beforehand. Because I saw somebody mention maybe it was Louis said early in the chat. Said, have we done the Zeno Hour cameo? Have we done the Brian Alvarez cameo? And that is scheduled for today. We're gonna do it at the end of the show. But Joel popped on early because they thought we were going to do it at the beginning of the show. And I was like, no, we're doing the Bishop interview first. And then Bishop popped on and we saw him backstage and Joel's like, oh, Bishop's here. I'll leave. And then so Joel left and I popped. Here comes Joel. He's just now learning of this story. Hello, Joel.
What was that?
That was amazing. What do you mean, what was that?
Fantastic is what that was. I
Yeah.
know. I've already sent you the thumbnail for the damn thing so we can drop it immediately if we want.
Good. I got to have Kyler cut it. So as I was saying, you popped off when Bishop popped on backstage.
Yes.
And Bishop says, oh, he didn't have to leave. And I was like, nah, fuck him. He can leave. He's like, all right, fine. Fuck him. Eat a dick. He can leave.
When he pops on next, he's going to be so confused when it's like you and me and not you and SP3.
He saw you. He knows.
saw you.
Yeah,
He was
did
like,
see you.
they're going to guy that
Yeah.
ran away from me last time.
Yeah.
Son of a That's fine.
No, that was fantastic. I had so much to still ask him
Yeah.
as well because
Yeah.
he was 12 years in WWE.
12 years,
Like, he's
man.
been
I didn't
through
even
a
get
lot
to
of
ask him
stuff.
about the countdown during his matches in NXT, his second NXT run, the Gable Stevenson match. So, like, yeah, there's a lot that he could come back for.
These former NFL guys who come in and do wrestling at this level are so funny because people think that they're so full of it and that they're so like above everyone, and then you meet them and you have these conversations with them and you find out that they're like they like doing this. They don't need to do this. They just like doing it for the love of the game. AJ Francis, who got hated on all the time, he don't need to do this, but he does it because love of the game. He enjoys it. And Tom's the same. That was such a fun chat. The fact that we got Dave LaGreca.
You and In the Weeds are dead to me.
Just fantastic.
That is awesome.
Oh my god! You cannot top that. And now we got to do the cameo gimmick.
We found out a poor extra got dog food.
Yes. Oh.
So while you guys were talking about that, I was like, we have to find this extra. SmackDown that night. So this was December 6th, 2019. They were in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So we need to find who was local to that area around that time, pre-COVID. If you were an indie wrestler,
We're going to do an investigation. It's the ITW investigation.
Honestly, like between our accounts, we can put it all out there and be like, hey, were you the indie wrestler who got dog food poured all over you backstage? Let us know. We want to talk to you.
When we did the Name a Piece of Wrestling Lore with the Fightful Twitter account, did that, the person who played the Big Dog mascot, that person outed themselves. I forgot who it was, but we do know that person.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we need to view them next.
You know what?
We're gonna put all these interviews together. We're gonna have the biggest lore fest about the dog food storyline.
oh, could you imagine?
We can get Nick Nemeth. He'll talk about it. Part of it.
Yeah.
And obviously, we talked about it with Pestic today. Yeah, no, we could do it. Maybe getting Big Dog be a little bit tougher, but you know,
getting Roman might be difficult.
Yeah.
Like we just want to ask you about the dog food stuff. I don't care about anything else.
Exactly.
He actually might be more open and be like, all right, I just got to do like 10 minutes on this dog food. Fine.
10 minutes. Give him 5 and he'll do it.
Yeah.
Just hit your marks and you're done, Big Dog. That's all.
Yes, that's fine.
Also, what size are your shoes?
All right, we have the cameo for Brian Alvarez. As always, I've not watched it. The XP1, so for people who don't know, if you're new here, God bless if this is your first time tuning in. We hope you stick around after today because, it might be all downhill after that. Although, Joel, you said I could announce this, but I'll let you do the announcing because you set it up. Yesterday, I mentioned that Friday we were scheduled to be joined by 2 guests who have been on the show before, who allegedly like us and enjoy our banter and everything. So, Joel, if you would want to do the honors of announcing who those 2 guests will be tomorrow.
Yeah, so not only are they good guests of ours, they're actually the first 2 guests that we've had on the show way back at the beginning. Definitely one of them, Deanna Purrazzo and Steve Macklin, are going to join us tomorrow. They're going to be in different places, but they're going to be on the show. They'll be physically on our show, talking about their new podcast, Boots to Boots. That drops the first episode September 15th. So they're going to come and join us, not only as an excuse for them to come and banter with us, because obviously that's something we do on this show, but also for them to be able to talk about this podcast. And we'll ask them a bit about the recent Soraya Rules Breaker podcast they did, because they rarely do tandem interviews, tandem chats, and this is a great opportunity to have that chat. So Deanna Purrazzo and Steve Macklin will be joining us tomorrow. That's the plan at 10 a.m. right at the start of the show. So you got to be right away, strapped in. Let's do it. And we're going to get it. We're going to do 17 minutes on Deanna Purrazzo talking about Tony Khan.
I know Deanna.
You got to promote it like that, yeah.
I know Deanna was the very first episode. I forgot Macklin was as early as he was.
Macklin was at least the following week, because that was the same time he was the champion. He had won the title at Rebellion, and we had him on not too long after. It could have been either episode 2 or it could have been the week after. Either way, like Deanna was first, and then Macklin came on not too long afterwards, like in the first week or 2.
Okay. Yeah, my wife just texted and says Deanna was first episode, which I do remember, and she's like, Macklin was the following Monday. It's like, oh, okay. So there you go. All right. Yeah, so Deanna and Macklin tomorrow. I have heat with them. I will explain my heat with them on the show tomorrow, and we'll see if they will want to fight me or bury me, or maybe we can squash. Maybe we can squash things.
Squash the beef, yeah.
The XP1, for those that don't know, you see the little crowns and whatever next to your names as you're typing in the chat and everything. I total those crowns up at the end of the month, and the person who has the most crowns at the end of the month, they win the XP1, and they get a cameo from Bryan Alvarez. For the first 2 months, Xeno Hour rightfully won the cameo. He was rightfully the winner of the XP1. He won in June and July. Bryan Alvarez gave us an amazing cameo in July, saying that if Xeno Hour wins again, he was just going to completely bury Xeno Hour. He said, I would be so disappointed in you if you win for a 3rd straight month. And at that moment, I decided, well, Xeno Hour's winning August. I didn't even tally up the crowns for August.
That's what I knew.
I did not tally up the crowns in August. No, look, I'm transparent on this show, everybody. Xeno Hour won in June and July. I tallied it all up. He legitimately won in June and July. August, he did not. I'm saying that. Why would I lie and be like, oh yeah, he won? He didn't win in June and July, but I gave it to him anyway. No,
yeah,
he won.
We rigged August for entertainment's sake.
Yes, I rigged August. I'm admitting that. You can't take me to trial over this.
Our transparency matters, and we are transparent even when we screw you.
he won.
We put on lipstick before. Never mind.
He won in June and July. August, I don't know who won. He might have won. I didn't bother to tally it up. I could sit here and say, oh, this person actually won. No, I'm being honest again. I don't know who won in August. I wasn't going to do the work on it because I've already decided Xeno Hour is going to win in August. We got the cameo back from Bryan Alvarez. And Here we go.
He's been in a mood lately too, so this could be very good. Oh yeah, apparently he's cutting off caffeine, so he's been going through it.
Sounds bad.
Yeah, this could be very
all
good.
right, folks. The XP1 winner, Xeno Hour. Here's your cameo from Bryan Alvarez.
Let's see it.
Xeno Hour. It's Bryan Alvarez here, and I heard once again from ITW. And they tell me that for the 3rd straight month, you were the top weed Yeah. And you know, there's an old saying, three's a charm. I think that's an old saying. But anyway, third time's a charm, three's a crowd. Third time's a charm. Neither is correct when it comes to being the top weed. Brother, you realize that being the top weed for the third month in a row is bad enough, but it's worse when you consider that those 3 months, by my estimation, were June, July, and August. You know what that means? That means that you, Zeno Hour, were the top weed during the fucking summertime. I have, if I do say so myself, a profoundly demanding job. I do a lot of work. I do a lot of podcasts. I do behind the scenes things that no one ever knows about. I teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
He does.
I've written books. I have produced personally over 14,000 podcasts. Not 1,400, Zeno Hour, 14,000. And you know what?
Seems sad.
Outside during the summertime. Went to the fair. Kids and I went to the beach. Cannon Beach, Oregon. Road trips. Traveled around. We did a lot of fun things during the summer. You know what we weren't? Fucking weeds. And when you think about it, when you really think about it, Zeno Hour, the reason you probably were the top weed for the past 3 months is a combination of being a dork and a loser, and also everybody else actually going outside in the fucking summertime. So what I want you to do, brother, is get your fucking ass out of the house here in September, because this is what they call the dog days of summer. Also an old saying. And this is your last fucking chance before everything dies and it gets really fucking cold and you're stuck inside with nothing to do except be the top weed. So let somebody else have it. Let some other fucking geek be ridiculed by me next month. Let it go, brother. Go play outside. And if I get one of these next month telling me you made it 4 straight, shape up, brother. I'll talk to you again after a while.
Oh, that was great.
Do we rig it for a 4th straight?
No, because
Do we get...
No, because he can't come out and find Zeno Hour and murder him. He's committing.
Well,
Well, it's true.
well,
He's committing to the one thing in wrestling you can't do. He's doing the one thing that you can't do in wrestling, and that is kill somebody. You can't say I'm going to murder you, and you can't produce a murder. If Brian Alvarez can produce a murder, first of all, have some fun. Second of all, I'd like to see it. Third of all, I don't think he will. Murder.
we're gonna sign Alvarez the Ring of Hallucinations. Then he can kill Zeno Hour. It's fine.
Yeah, that's actually Kink the Tape brings up a good point. You rig it for the 4th straight month to give Alvarez a break.
Yo, bro, yo,
He
is so close. He is so close to breaking down.
It's partially because the response is hilarious to Zeno Hour, but it's also like Alvarez is just going more and more off the rails with this, and I want to see how off the rails he actually goes.
He's getting annoyed. He's getting rather annoyed.
Our show is only in existence to drive our competition out of business.
Yeah.
We're taking out Busted Open. We're gonna kill Brian Alvarez accidentally. Anybody else? We have any other problems in this year? I could think of one, but I don't think we're good with PR guys yet.
I will not rig it for Xeno Hour. I will do my due diligence and see who actually wins in September. I will not rig it. Xeno Hour could very well just win in September or in September.
Disappear for a month.
Yeah.
Oh, he's purposely not winning, basically.
Listen, man, it's up to y'all. Oh God. Well, in the true form of when I'm here, y'all have minimal time to talk about AEW now, so have fun with that.
Speed run AEW over here.
That's
no,
fine.
we want you guys to still comment. Though we're not rigging it for Xeno Hour. I will say this. Now I don't want to spoil. Put a potential bit here. So no, we'll do the XP1 as the XP1. All right, everyone comment as normal, and we'll see who wins in August. Let's have a fair and open competition out here.
He threatened death on that, man.
Yeah, no,
He really did.
I kind of want Xeno Hour to win just to see what's gonna happen.
The man does legitimately teach Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He could.
Now he's very legit. Like,
Yeah.
Still waiting for that match.
Legit, no joke.
What's that, Joel?
Still waiting for that match between him and Paul Walter Hauser that he keeps saying he's not going to have.
Oh, yeah, they're teasing that a little bit. Yeah.
Well, he claims that it's not because it was Paul Walter Hauser was going after his Vinny, the other guy that he does shows with, because Vinny said some things about Paul Walter Hauser, and then Paul Walter Hauser said some stuff about Brian, not knowing who actually said it, and then that gets Brian hot. They got to turn it into a work. They got to turn it into a match because the money's there. It'd be fun for some sort of charity. At least they'd show up for it.
We'll see who wins in September. We'll see if I decide to just rig this thing again. I will let everybody know if I rig it. I'm honest about this. As of now, my plan is to not rig it. I was honest last month when we saw the cameo. I was like, yeah, he's gonna win. I don't care. He's winning. Right now, I'm of the mindset that we will not rig it. Ask me again in 2 weeks. We'll see.
May change. The answer may change.
We shall see. All right. Joel, are you sticking around?
Should I?
I don't know.
I got time.
You.
I got time if y'all want me.
I don't, but
All right.
Wow.
we would not. No,
Well, I guess I won't be asking.
Joel. We
I
love
guess I
you.
won't be. I guess I won't be asking if you want to be my co-host on TNA for the next few weeks after
That
this
sounds
week.
terrible. Why would you?
I
Don't
can-
put
I
SP3
can-
through that.
I mean,
can
you don't
do
have
that.
to.
I can do that.
That's fair.
I'm gonna fill in and do my substitute teacher thing until I get a full-time teaching position at Fightful HQ.
Fair. Yeah, Cress is off for tonight's her last night on the TNA post show for about, I think she said 6 weeks. So she's taking some time off. She's doing some stuff, and I'm going to either go solo or have SB3, regardless, whatever our situations
me.
are.
Why
What?
don't I get asked for this stuff?
You don't like doing recap shows. We've already discussed this.
But you
don't
could still, like,
recap
you could make
shows
me-
or TNA.
You could
Yeah.
make me feel wanted a little
Okay,
bit. You know what I mean?
Jeremy, would you like to do a recap of TNA
Absolutely
wrestling?
not. No.
Before you can even get out the end.
No.
I am surprised. It's not surprising at all.
I would actually do tonight. I'm getting messages from people telling me to rig the XP1.
Of course you are.
I would actually maybe do it tonight because I'm staying up late tonight to play NBA 2K when it comes out at midnight because I did not pay the extra $30 to get it a week early. So tonight I'll be like, hey, you know what? Let me kill an hour talking about TNA.
It's a live episode, so like it could suck or it could
The
be
last
pretty
live
good.
episode sucked.
It really sucked.
Yeah,
But I
it
mean,
wasn't
this
good.
one could be okay. Joe Hendry's going to tell you there's a time for concerts and there's a time to be serious. And now he's trying not to be ghosted by Eric Young. Eric Young's going after Joe Hendry now. So this is the very much we're at the end game of the Joe Hendry contract. So let's just do some character work, I guess.
Yeah, they yeah. I was saying this the other day. I was like, they speed run through the Mustafa Ali rivalry. Like the Mustafa Ali rivalry, I thought was going to be one of the main rivalries of this year for TNA, and they did that like within 2 weeks.
brother, they are running down the clock on that contract. And I've said it before. I don't think the Santana run is happening as quickly or at all.
If they
I'm starting to think they're not going to give it to him at Bound for Glory because they're promoting the stupid Hardys and Team 3D sit down at the tapings. So we'll see what comes from that. I'm sure it's going to be this is the gimmick of the match, and then it's going to be the main event.
I think they're gonna run the Santana matchup at Bound for Glory. I don't think they have any other choice.
Oh,
but I'm not surprised to hear you say that they're thinking about not putting the title on Santana, because in October, what's the point if his contract expires in January? What's the point?
Beyond that, even if they re-sign him, what does Bound for Glory look like? They have the moment where Santana wins, and then we're going to this Team 3D Hardy's nostalgia play. Like, you took the moment away. Sorry, we can do this on our post show tonight. Well, Cresta and I will. Anyway, AEW Dynamite was last night at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Once again, it wasn't a big drag unless your name was Gabriel Kidd.
You were waiting for that one, weren't you?
He literally
He's
just
so proud
stayed
of
so
that
he
one.
could do that joke.
Yeah, he was so proud.
Thank you.
So proud of that. Kenny Omega got taken out at the end of the show. Kyle Fletcher, Josh Alexander, and the Young Bucks won the All-Star tag. And then after the match, they beat Jet Speed, Omega, and Hangman. After the match, Kyle Fletcher hit a brainbuster on Hangman on an open chair. And then Kenny tried to lay his body over Hangman to save him. And so Kyle Fletcher picked up Kenny, hit a brainbuster, threw a table on the outside off the apron. He yelled at Hangman, "This should have been you." And Kyle Fletcher got cut up on the metal.
Yes,
that
he
looked,
did.
Yeah, that looked nasty right
Looked
there.
gnarly.
Yeah, but it looks like we are getting one Omega off of television for the time being. I do wonder if he's back by All Out, though. Can he miss in Toronto show?
Yeah, that seems pretty strange to do that. But I mean, it was effective. The whole angle was very effective, almost as good as the main event, because it really just answered the question that we had all last week of who from the Don Callis family is going to step up to challenge for the world title, and apparently it's Kyle Fletcher. They're going full speed ahead with the Kyle Fletcher push.
I mean, he's going to lose the Hangman at All Out.
I have a question, and I mean, so I'm going to All Out, and I'll be at the Dynamite September to remember, and I'm trying to think, like, Kenny not being at these shows potentially, is that really such a huge drawback for AEW, knowing that they've already lost the talent that they've lost, but also with some of the talent that they're regaining and some of the talent that they're repushing to kind of build them into those spots while the rest of them are away. I get it. Kenny is Canadian. We all love our Canadian wrestlers, but while they're building up guys like Speedball and Josh Alexander to potentially not take the mantle, but at least be those Canadian talent to kind of get us. And Cope and Christian is another too. While those Canadian talent are kind of there, is losing Kenny really such a big loss for All Out specifically?
For All Out specifically, I think he could have been a big draw for them, because it's Kenny. If you just put Kenny Omega in a singles match, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't really even matter who's across the ring from him. That's a draw within itself, because we so rarely see a Kenny Omega singles match. And the last time he had a singles match in Toronto specifically was one of the greatest AEW matches of all time with Will Ospreay. So I think that, yeah, it's not a huge deal. It's not a big deal, but it is a deal that Kenny Omega is not going to be a part of All Out, on top of all the other losses that they've had since All In, with, you know, Swerve being out, Ospreay being out. Now you got Omega not being out. That's 3 of your, like, top 6-7 guys that are not going to be on what's supposed to be one of your biggest shows of the year.
I think you also could have put Kenny in a spot to elevate one of those guys, like Kenny Omega and Josh Alexander. How much does it do for Josh
Which
Alexander?
I thought that's where they were going with this, from based on what they did on Collision and the 2 back-to-back wins Josh got, and then his promo. It felt like they were going towards Omega and Alexander. So I also want to know when this decision to do this angle was made, because it doesn't feel like this was the plan last week.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I was going to say they were moving towards Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher as a potential TNT title match, which they could get back to, by the way. Like, they're still doing Don Callis family, Mark Briscoe stuff. So maybe he avenges Kenny, but maybe Kenny comes back and they do a tag match. Maybe the tag match becomes Kenny and Hangman, but then you don't have a world title match. But if it's against a team like the Young Bucks and they're trying to do some sort of come around to the Return of the Elite type of story, you can get away with it. But then you have two major tag matches on a show that's needing some extra draw power.
And this closing angle last night felt like they were writing Kenny off, and it felt like they were going towards Hangman and Fletcher, which makes me curious about Briscoe, because I don't know if Mark's going to beat Takeshita on Saturday.
Dude,
honestly.
like, y'all needed this angle? I knew Mark wasn't going to win when they announced Takeshita. You got 87 members who could lose to Mark Briscoe to set up a Kyle Fletcher TNT title match, and they chose the one member who don't need to lose right now that doesn't have a title in AEW, and they picked Takeshita. I was like, yeah, he's definitely losing that now. There's no question to that. You don't have Takeshita win the G1, become the first AEW contracted star to win the G1, and then turn around in his first singles match back in AEW, he loses.
Yeah, it's true. Be weird. The fact that both Mark Briscoe, first of all, he calls him Takeshita, and you're just like, okay, that's just you being redneck. But then later on, I don't know if you guys caught it, but in the Okada interview or the Okada pre-tape, he calls him Takeshita, and that's a form of disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they're going to get to that match, and I'm curious as to when. I know some people have kind of said, what if Takeshita wins the IWGP World Title, and like now you're just throwing it in the face of New Japan, but you do that as your main event, as Okada and Takeshita in the Dome. But I don't know if fans will necessarily run towards that idea from New Japan.
Where did that come from? Who said that?
Which part? If fans
Okada and Takeshita in the Dome?
There have been some people who throw it out there.
Okada walked out this. This is for anyone who's thinking that's actually an option. Okada walked out this company and did not want to put over not one of these young dudes, which has literally put New Japan Pro Wrestling in a 2-year deficit that they have not been able to put over any of their young guys. And you think the right decision for New Japan is say, hey, Okada, we're going to open our legs for you, even though you walked out the door and left your hat and your kid's been asking about you. Hey, come back and fuck us.
Listen, just because you feel that way about New Japan and the work that they do.
No, I'm speaking for the Japanese fans, for the fans that are actually getting a ticket at the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, and they'll get a ticket for the.
You're speaking for the novice New Japan fan that only watches the Tokyo Dome. I'm speaking for the people that wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning to watch the Road 2 shows. I'm out the ground.
Oh yes, on the West. Oh yeah, you're right. On the West, you're right. On the West, the hardcore on the West fans, right? The West fans who want to book like or want to pretend like they're the Japanese fans on the ground too, so they must know better, because they're speaking to all the Japanese fans and how they might feel about it.
Name one Japanese fan. Name one Japanese fan that has said they want Okada to main event the Dome. I'll wait. Go ahead.
Say it again.
Oh no. I think you heard me. But I'll say it again for you.
Go ahead.
For confirmation. Name one Japanese fan that you have heard say they want Okada to main event the Dome. And I wait for the screenshot. Whatever you want to do, you can show it. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is, I don't speak Japanese, so how would I know? I can only speak to the people who put it out there in circles.
You also don't speak out your mouth. You only speak out another part of your body. But to each his own.
Let's not get disrespectful.
But I'm just saying, he literally just said, "Oh, you're speaking like the Western fans that want to be like the Japanese fans. You're not speaking for the Japanese fan." And then name one Japanese fan that wants Okada to main event the Dome. Then
name one who doesn't.
I could name a few.
Let's go to the New Japan Discord and see what they have to say.
Absolutely. The last thing I want to do is be a part of any other Discord.
I think Okada should come back to New Japan and just bitch slap all the younger talent and be like, ha, bitch.
I mean, listen.
And then just leave.
He came back to TNA, got his win back, and everyone said, everyone was fine with it. He can do the same here. drop it to Takeshita, lose it to Takeshita.
I've not heard anything about Okada returning for any type of New Japan stuff. I've not heard anybody say that. I don't know where that even popped up from. That seems very far-fetched to me.
Well, it's not like New Japan has anyone else to really run down unless they're going to do Takeshita and Tanahashi with his great-looking knees as a finale.
That match ruled in Chicago, though.
We're gonna need you to watch the show when I'm on here, sir, because we've went over the options here.
Yeah,
It's
we've been
definitely
through a lot
not
of
anything that
options.
you just named. It's Takeshita. It's Takeshita versus Tsuji, because Tsuji is the guy that's ready the most from the young guys. The more likely one, though, unfortunately, is Takeshita versus Shota Umino, because they love Shota. Gato loves to push him for some reason, and that's pretty much it. Those are the two options for New Japan at the Dome.
Sounds like they need better options.
It should be Evil, obviously.
Evil versus Takeshita. Yep.
Yeah.
No. They were just testing it out. They were just testing out.
That was a great final. Evil carried him to the best match of his career. It was a fantastic final. We can have a...
What? I think you said that the other way around.
We can have... I said this after the final. Come on now, SP3.
I know.
They should add Okada to a triple threat match, and it's just Okada and Evil having an aura off while Takeshita tries to work and everything, But Okada and Evil just aren't doing anything. Rule. New Japan loves their triple threat matches with a Painmaker. There we go.
I was gonna say you need Jericho back. It's time.
Yeah.
The bridge builder.
All Out. Seems like they're doing Fletcher and Hangman based on last night. I don't know where else they're going. Mark Briscoe he's fucked at this point, because I don't know if MJF is returning. I said after their show, where I'm still the biggest ratings draw in AEW, I said after that show, I felt like that's the end of things. Maybe they come back around with Briscoe and MJF, but that felt like the ends of me. And they tried to tease a little at All In, but then they've done nothing since All In, because MJF hasn't really been on the shows. And then Briscoe's going into stuff with the Callis family.
You mean Forbidden Door?
Forbidden Door, sorry. Yeah.
They did the promo last week. The promo where he said he was going to get revenge. He said he's going to get revenge on Mark Briscoe before he moves on back to Hangman and he uses his contract. So my guess is that he's going to interfere in the Takeshita.
He's going to cost them the Takeshita match?
He's going to, because that's the match to do at All Out. If you're going to want to put your top stars on this show, so MJF, I don't think he should miss All Out. So it's going to be MJF, and that's to be the setup for MJF and Briscoe versus at All Out.
Are they taping Collision tonight?
No,
I think so.
I think it's live Saturday.
It's a live Saturday show.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll see Max.
Why not?
He's working the CMLL shows coming up.
When is the CMLL?
That's never stopped Bandito. Bandito works the Friday night, and then he shows up live to Collision.
No,
I know. I'm just
not about that. When is Max working CMLL next?
The anniversary show is
It's the 19th. It's the day before All Out.
Okay. Hold on.
No, the anniversary show's the 13th. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at
it's the
last
19th.
Sorry,
It's the 19th. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be seeing Max. So I'm not totally sure, but I think that you won't see him.
Yeah, the anniversary show's the 19th.
But that's not going to stop him if they want to make it. They should just.
Yeah, Tony's got the private jet. I do think the time change makes it a little bit more difficult, because now you're pushing the event up 5 hours. So now you have 5 hours less to get him there.
Yeah.
I assume he'll be there if he's, if that's the match.
And All Out, yes, at All Out. During the Philly residency, I don't know if you'll see Max again.
Okay.
Maybe in London to do something, but otherwise, yeah, I don't think you'll see him during the residency.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Because why would he want to work Podunk 2300 Arena? Max is better than that, allegedly.
I mean, these 2300 Arena shows have been great. The crowd adds so much to the show. And man, that crowd, they ate up everything in that All-Star 8-man tag. That might have been the best All-Star 8-man tag that they had, because they added the action pack, balls to the walls type of in-ring work mixed with the storytelling and the lore, the elite lore of it all, that the fans just started chanting holy shit when they got in the ring together. I was like, god damn, that's all you needed to do. Just get these 4 guys in the ring, stare down, have a quick sequence. That's all they needed.
The fact that they keep getting away with doing these all-star 8-person tags on each show is it's getting bonkers to me, because they're doing another one on Collision with the women, with everyone else is barred from ringside. And it's like, you know what, if you can keep doing it, keep doing it. I'm just wondering, at one point, does it have, negative returns? But if all these stories are at least bringing something forward, like, because on NXT, right, they're doing the Dark State versus whatever main event and Hank and Tank. That story is like, okay, they're going to break down, Hank and Tank's going to win. Whereas these 8-man tags, at least they're doing it in service of moving towards their next pay-per-view. And they did a little twist and turn by having, Fletcher take out Kenny Omega, and, also jaw jack with Hangman and deal with him too. So at least you get away with it. The amount of the 8-person tags are hilarious, though. Start putting money on them. Start doing $400,000 8-person tags.
What I've noticed about
the past.
I know, bring them back.
What I've noticed about AEW in general throughout 2025 is they are getting a lot of the New Japan tropes. And I think they are using it to actually great success, more success than I thought they could. Where New Japan, this is what they do on all their Road 2 shows. It's only multi-man matches. It's just tag team matches the entire time. But tag team matches that actually develop the storyline and tell the story of what the build to the matchup is. With AEW, they use it in a different way. Sometimes they'll use it to basically progress a certain storyline that they want to. But more often than not, the All-Star 8-man tag, especially with the guys, the last couple of weeks have just been, we're going to put 8 guys out there that work very well. You're going to have a PWG style matchup, and that's how we're going to progress this week. That's how we're going to get by this week. Sometimes they'll have storytelling, like last night's matchup I thought did very well at telling different stories, whether it's, Fletcher or Jet Speed or the Bucks, these guys again. Great stuff. Omega and Hangman coming together, the whole Omega and Hangman versus the Bucks. Fletcher trying to kind of go out on his own and get a shot at the world title. Josh Alexander going after Kenny Omega. They told different stories in that matchup, and I think that they're actually elevating the art form of using multi-man matches to build up pay-per-views.
Yeah, and it works. It really does. I'm not taking away from it. It's just funny to see it every single week at this point during the residency.
The real big news, and Louis is correct here, and let the record show. This is what I wanted, Louis. Riho should have been the thumbnail.
I can change it.
Show. I wanted Riho as the thumbnail. The first true draw of AEW. Riho is back. Took out Mercedes Moné last night. Mercedes beat Alex Windsor and then had her in the bank statement still. Riho came out, hit a double stomp on her. Ran off Mercedes, all out. The GOAT Riho against Mercedes Moné. Riho should win. I don't think she will, but Riho should win.
Got to get to those. Got to break that TBS title record, brother.
She's 98 pounds.
99. You've missed it. Remember, she put on a pound during the pandemic. Jim Ross pointed that out.
All
Yes.
right. Well, maybe now the pandemic's
Leave
over.
Leave it to Jim Ross to gatekeep women's weights in wrestling. God damn.
The GOAT Riho out here.
Okay.
Wait, are you going to hate on Riho?
No, I don't hate Riho. I think Riho is really good. I think Riho had the first great women's match in AEW history against Nyla Rose back in February of 2020. I appreciate everything Riho did to establish the women's division in AEW. I'm just over the Riho booking formula of she's out for a long time. She comes back. She gets a title shot. She loses. She's gone again. That's the Riho booking pattern, and why I couldn't be that excited about her return last night. It's because she's going right after Mercedes, and I'm like, I know how this goes.
SP3 hates women's wrestling confirmed. Hate Joshi wrestling in particular. Come on. She's the first true draw of AEW. SP3. Have some respect for the ones that built this company, for the ones that built this women's division. Put some respect on the name of Riho. What'd you think of Mercedes? Because I saw a lot of, I don't know about a lot, but she held on to the move after Rio's music hit, and some people were like, "Oh, good, she wasn't distracted by the music hitting," and other people were like, "Why didn't she let go of the move?" Because Riho was going to come out.
She just heard music. She probably was like, I don't even know whose music that is. The only time she ever saw Riho was the first time she ever appeared in this damn company. She don't know Rio's music. She's like, why are they playing this new music for me? I'm not done.
I don't think they were going to play new music for her. She's got to study up. Mercedes does their homework. She should know everybody's music.
No.
She should. She should be watching all those old matches. She should know. She should.
She's too busy watching Emerson Jane tapes to see anything about Riho. She's preparing for her next matchup, her next title that she has to capture.
I did feel
now Riho.
I felt a little bad for Alex Windsor because she also took a lot of that double stomp from Riho coming off the top rope. If you go back and watch it, it's like, so yeah, they're playing the music and Mercedes looking around like, where is it? Who is it? And then you see Riho in the background kind of run through the crowd and through the timekeeper's area. She climbs up to the top rope. Mercedes is looking at her get ready to do it as she's getting up there. And then she does it and she like knocks Windsor in the face after she comes down. It was like, oh, that sucks for everybody. It was a cute little moment, but I understand, like, yeah, Riho just kind of showed up again. They have to tie it back to the first meeting where they shook hands at Big Business, and she said it once on like Kenny's Twitch stream where it was like, was it a sign of respect or were you just being nice? Like, what, I want to face you, but like, do you actually want this? And they have a couple of weeks to get there, but largely it should be the person who is winning matches should be getting the title shots. If this is like just the one and done that I most expect it to be, then it's Riho. Like I think most smart fans have caught on that they're going to beat the Jade record at this point. So
yeah, I knew that when she won the title. I was like, she's
right. So instead of feeding her Chris Statlander or Willow Nightingale or someone else that maybe they're trying to build up, Riho's an easy person to give a good match with. And just have a solid match. Yeah, the storytelling could be better in terms of getting your title shot, but at least you're gonna get a great match out of it. And they move on because they want to get to the fall when the fall of Monet begins potentially.
And it's also a good way to kind of. It's probably a person that Mercedes wanted to work with as well. So that also works out for them. But great match between Mercedes and Alex Windsor. I thought this was Windsor's best matchup yet. This or the Athena match is her best match since he signed with AEW. A lot of really good technical wrestling. You don't really see Mercedes in these like kind of like technical wrestling clinics that has a lot of like mat work and submission work and counters and reversals and stuff like that. This was kind of that matchup for her, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought Alex Windsor got a lot. She looked strong coming out of this loss, which is the real sign of a great champion. I always say that, I've said it multiple times on this show. The sign of a great wrestling matchup is the loser comes out looking better in the end, and I thought that was the sign that this opener worked last night.
Riho should still win it all out. We're not going to disparage the good name of Riho out here.
No, what's a good name is Windsor.
Yeah, but if she ain't winning, then she's loser. I see what I did there.
Windsor.
Yeah, Alex Windsor is good. I don't have a problem with Alex Windsor.
Sounds like you hate women's wrestling to me.
I don't want Alex Windsor to over rely on the Windsor. That's my fear.
It's getting over. It's over.
It's good. I mean, look, it was over to the point that they added it back after taking it away on her theme for the week because people were so mad about it. But I need maybe a little more substance on some stuff. Her wrestling speaks for itself. I got no issue with her wrestling. Just don't rely on the Windsor type thing. That's all.
Yeah,
Hey, man.
I appreciate the matchup most of all because they worked the hell out of me. I thought it was going to a time limit draw.
You heard what Farouk had to say. If he didn't, if Dam
Oh,
had
yeah.
gotten over, 30 years ago, he wouldn't have to take all those pile drivers and tombstones.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here. We're trying to get Alex Windsor over for the bit so that she doesn't have to take so many tombstones and pile drivers for 30 years.
Nah, bless.
Trying to save her body.
Bless
her
if you can get 4 letters, 1 word over. It's good work.
Dude.
If you can do it.
Listen, LA Knight's even getting it out. Come on.
I'm just saying. Let's.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be fully relied upon. That's all.
Let people rely on stuff, pal. You've been relying on Too Fast, Too Furious for the last some odd years. Like, come on, man.
King Potato in the chat.
That's
King
not
Potato in
true.
the chat pretending he's Jake Hager. Get my last name over like I'm Groot.
I keep thinking of Kennedy, and that's what I think. That's my
Yeah.
hang up. I really think that's my hang up.
Canada.
I hated that.
But that's what you were supposed to do. You're supposed to hate it.
Yeah, you're supposed to hate it. He was a heel.
I didn't hate it because he was a heel. I literally turned the TV off when he was on. So
Jeremy, GFY.
eh. I didn't like the Kennedy stuff.
Canada.
Alex Windsor is a much better wrestler than Ken Kennedy, so
This
she
is
got that
awesome.
going for her. Yeah,
Low bar.
she has that going for her. Darby Allin tried to kill the Death Riders. I appreciate that Darby Allin is trying to murder Gabe Kidd out here, and then he made sure that Yuta and Claudio also did not win the tag team titles. So, good on
Well,
Darby
in
Allin.
actuality, stopped John Moxley from interfering.
Yeah,
Won
well, John Moxley was going to try to make sure they did win, so it helped.
Yeah.
It helped.
It balanced
overall.
things up. Good matchup. Brodito looking good again. The 2300 arena fans love Brodito, especially Bandito, after the Hechicero matchup. So yeah, another good matchup by those guys. Bandito further establishing himself as Wrestler of the Year candidate. Brody King doing his damn thing, and the crowd ate it up. So good stuff from there. I'm wondering who's going to be the tag team championship challenger. Do they go back to the Bucks? Maybe
Statlander, and Harley,
Cameron.
obviously.
this is
That's
true.
right.
They did issue the challenge, Harley and Stat. But
I'm-
Stat is a little distracted because she's being flirted with by the Death Riders.
So
With
who's the 4th man in the inevitable all-star 8-man tag between Brodito, Darby Allin, and Blank against Mox, Wheeler, Claudio, and Gabe Kidd?
It's an all-star trios matchup of
They'll do a no,
Yeah.
because they gotta get Gabe.
Darby Allin and Brodito versus the Death Riders.
So it's going to be Wheeler, Claudio, and
You
Kidd,
was-
or is it going to be Claudio, Mox, and Kidd?
No, you can have Moxley on the outside looking in because it's going to be Darby versus Darby versus Moxley at All Out.
No, we're idiots. It's Daniel Garcia. It's Brodito, Darby, and Daniel Garcia against Mox, Wheeler, Claudio, and Kidd.
That makes sense, and it sets up Garcia turning on the baby faces and joining the Death Riders.
Yeah. I don't think they wrote off Gabe Kidd. I mean, they wrote him off out of
And
the arena.
they wrote him off so he can go back to Japan for the Road 2 shows that he's already scheduled for.
Yeah, they literally put him on the road off, but instead he might come back in time for a match at All Out, unless those Road 2 shows fall on that 1920th.
I think so.
Seems bad.
Enormous says, "Sup partners, shall we crank bruvs? Are Bandito and Takeshita co-wrestler of the year? Who beats Lena Cross and Bozilla for the AEW Women's Tag Team titles?"
It's got to sign Lena first and Bozilla.
Well, Statlander and Harley is the answer to the. I mean, both questions, honestly.
To answer the first question, what was the first question? It was Bandito and
And Bandito. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Wrestler of the Year. They are probably 2 and 3 for me. I think number 1 right now is still Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page, he checks the book because for most people, I've seen it a lot in discourse in wrestling. So I'm going to get this out the way in September before we get to December. Some of y'all are confused. The Wrestler of the Year is not my favorite Wrestler of the Year. It's not the guy who had the most great matches Wrestler of the Year. It's not the guy who drew the most money wrestler of the year. It's all of those things together is what makes someone the wrestler of the year. It's how many great matches they have, their work rate. It matters about their promo work, their character work, their drawing power, everything, what their position in their company. All those things you have to check the criteria, and that's where these people are at. And certain things that I just named from that category, Bandito would fall off short. His position in AEW, he's in the tag team champions, but he's not positioned with like the main eventers. So he wouldn't check the box in that particular category. Similar to Takeshita in AEW. This is his home promotion, but you could probably say DDT and New Japan push him more than AEW. So that's why I'm saying Hangman is more of the better candidate to say he's number one right now, is because he has everything that Bandito and Takeshita what would make them wrestler of the year. Plus, he has the position in the company. Plus, he has the drawing power. Like, he checks the boxes that Bandito and Takeshita would miss. He's number one.
Your wrestler of the year is whatever your criteria is.
Yep.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Just like 5-star matches.
No, it's not.
If people just want to give it their wrestler of the year based on who they think had the best matches, that's their criteria for wrestler of the year. Your criteria is what you listed, SP3. Other people are going to have criteria of like, well, this person had the best matches of the year, so I'm giving him the wrestler of the year. Some people are going to give wrestler of the year based on...
That's most outstanding wrestler. That's not wrestler of the year.
Okay. That's your criteria.
No, I'm literally telling you. What are we talking about? That's like the whole offensive player of the year versus MVP argument. MVP has a particular amount of criteria that makes them the MVP, similar to wrestler of the year.
Yeah, the MVP, it's typically goes to the quarterback on the best team. That's who the MVP typically is. And the offensive player of the year doesn't go to the quarterback. That's why Saquon Barkley wins offensive player of the year and Josh Allen wins MVP.
You know what I'm saying? In the NBA, if there was an offensive player of the year, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wouldn't have won it. It would have been Nikola Jokic.
So we'll ask the Wrestlers Players Association.
Nikola Jokic averages 30-point triple-double, so I think he would have won offensive player of the year. The reason why Shai's the MVP is because his team had a better record and he's a better defensive player by far.
Yeah, this argument means nothing because basketball is not wrestling and wrestling is fake. So
actor of the fucking year at the Oscars. Like, it's the same thing.
Do you know how that voting service goes?
There's a criteria that the people must follow to vote.
Yo, you're gonna love when you find out that people use their influence and power to put blocks behind the votes that they use to vote for the people they vote for.
You're not. Yeah, I didn't find that out just now. I know that too. There's bias involved, of course.
Girl, there's bias
involved in everything, but there is criteria as well.
Great. Here's my criteria. Did they trip on their way out doing their entrance? No. Great. Wrestler of the year. Look at that. I just named you Wrestler of the Year for 2025.
JC Jane is obviously your Wrestler of the Year.
Of course she is. I've only seen her trip once.
Mm-hmm.
So technically she's disqualified.
I agree with your criteria, SP3, by the way. But I also think that a lot of people just boil down Wrestler of the Year to who they think has the best matches. So that's their criteria. I'm not going to argue with their criteria.
But what I'm saying is there is something that is for that. It's not Wrestler of the Year. It's most outstanding wrestler.
But not everybody has like a most outstanding Wrestler of the Year. Some people just go Wrestler of the Year.
Well, you should. So we don't have.
Not everybody has like an outlet to do all that. We don't have these
ridiculous answers to Wrestler of the Year. I saw somebody who said Chad Gable was the Wrestler of the Year. No, that's your favorite wrestler, sir. That is not the Wrestler of the Year.
Somebody wants Chad Gable as their Wrestler of the Year. Fine. Let Chad Gable be their Wrestler of the Year.
Okay. I don't.
Look, if they have a, if they had,
I don't like to see people walking around being wrong, but you do. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm on this show. I'm wrong all the time. I don't care. Let Chad Gable be the wrestler of the year for somebody. If you have an established outlet and you establish your criteria, this is why this person is my wrestler of the year, cool. If you just want to name your favorite wrestler as your wrestler of the year, okay. I might not agree with you, but okay.
Realistically, they all suck.
My wrestler of the year is Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. Sorry.
Biggest reactions, fine matches, good matches, and then that's it. Most money drawn, biggest numbers moved. It's Roman Reigns for me. It'll always be Roman Reigns because that's my criteria. SP3 preparing for Jimmy Macron later on.
True.
Micah saying, most outstanding and wrestler of the year is for sure the same thing in wrestling, not in other sports. Can't compare NFL and NBA awards to professional wrestling. Most outstanding, I understand SP3's guys here. Most outstanding is who you think is the best wrestler who had the best matches. And wrestler of the year combines more categories than that. I get SP3's criteria. I do. Not everybody wants to break down the criteria of that stuff. And that's why I don't care who your wrestler of the year or your most outstanding wrestler or your, I think, most underused or most underrated wrestler is dumb because no one actually thinks Chad Gable is an underrated wrestler, but he wins that award mainly because he doesn't get the push that people want him to get. I think most underrated wrestlers should go to somebody else who people think is not good, but actually is good. Claudio winning it for all those years was based on his push, not his actual talent. You know, it's all criteria based, and everybody has different criteria.
That's still underrated.
It's underrated in one company. One company underrates him.
Yeah.
But your criteria might be different.
Most underrated wrestler, what I always understood is that could be most underrated by the fans or most underrated by the company that they were.
Right, it's the criteria.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So yeah, if your criteria is most underrated because you think he should be a world title contender and he's just a mid-card guy, then you think he's underrated. My criteria more for underrated isn't so much that's underpushed to me. I think that person is more underpushed than underrated. I know Claudio is a great wrestler. I don't think Claudio is underrated as a wrestler because everyone rates him as a great wrestler. Underrated is more, I don't see enough love for, and I'm just throwing names out there at this point because I don't even have a great underrated thing. But the most underrated could honestly be Deonna Purrazzo because people think she's not good based on a CMLL match. And so they don't rate her as highly as she should be rated. So I could name Deonna Purrazzo as the most underrated. She could also qualify for underpushed because I think she should be in a better position than she is. And it's all criteria based. Some people have defined criteria, some people don't. Awards. What is this show delved into with awards talk in September? Let's get Corbin back on here. Anything else happen from Dynamite?
No.
Adam Copeland and Christian Cage brawled with FTR again. Dax Harwood got bloody, and then they murdered Jordan Oliver.
Yeah,
and Adam Priest got a big reaction for fighting back against FTR.
As he should.
Shout out to Jordan Oliver. He's the man.
Yeah.
He's on ROH this week. He has that match against Katsuyori Shibata.
Nice.
And FTR exists.
Anything else from Dynamite?
Was this your Dynamite of the year, Jeremy?
No, the Dynamite this year is still the show that I went to because I'm still the biggest draw in
That's
AEW.
Right. Let's see what happens when I go to London for September to Remember, which, by the way, I discover is a 3.5 hour blocked show.
No, just 3.
Just 3. It's still an extra hour. They did this to me in Toronto last time when they did the Dynamite and Rampage thing. The first time they tested it, and it wasn't bad. We'll see what happens when they do it in London. Someone earlier in the chat asked if I'll be it all out. Yes, that is the plan. I'll be it all out for the website and I'll also be in London for Dynamite for September to remember, making the most out of AEW's show here. And I'll be at Mystery Wrestling as well on the Sunday morning. And I don't know what's going on with Smash yet. They have not announced what their plan is. They should just set up the ring outside of Scotiabank and run the show then.
All right, SP3, do you want to go to the C-suite?
Is it that time? Is it that time again? Let me check my Palm Pilot. Looks like it might be about that time. It's time for the C-suite. The C-suite. It's time for the C-suite. The C-suite. It's time for the C-suite. The C-suite. It's time for the C-suite, where we watch C-level WWE shows in the C-suite. You had WWE Evolve last night. We had now recently released Ice Williams had a competitive matchup with Super Sean Legacy. Sean Legacy should have probably won the matchup in 5 minutes since Ice Williams doesn't have a job anymore, but it took him 15 nearly to get the win over Ice Williams. Good competitive matchup, good ID showcase, as they are putting it. Sean Legacy says that he wants to start from the bottom. He doesn't want to go directly to getting a shot at the Evolve Men's Championship, but instead he's going to work his way back to the championship gold. This led to Idris Enofe coming out and interrupting him and issuing a challenge. Seems like we got a new feud between Idris, the EOE, and Super Sean Legacy there. Then we saw Swipe Rage and the Vanity Project. Dun 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 dun. Dum 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 dum. Put your V's in the chat. They were backstage talking about how Stevie Turner will be announcing the new #1 contender on this show. We got Callie Armstrong came by and made fun of him for basically worrying, as she's already defended her title last week. And we would find out later in the show, in the main event segment, who would be that recent challenger, but more on that in a bit. Kylie Ray picked up a win in singles action against Mason Holiday. Kylie Ray still has her sights set on Chantel Monroe after getting involved in the Evolve Women's Championship matchup last week. Adrenaline Drip lost their match. I was like, what's going on? My boys, the Adrenaline Drip. They were killing it. Now they're losing. I don't even know these guys' name. They don't even have a tag team name. Can't even call them a tag team name. You got one guy who looks like a redheaded Diesel, and the other guy who's wearing like purple and stuff. Like, I don't even know these guys. How you lose to Jobber? Now, they did build it up. They had a little interaction in the gym, and then they lost to that guy. I didn't like that decision either, Zeno Hour. And then finally, in the main event segment, Stevie Turner came out to announce Jackson Drake, Heartbreak Drake, a.k.a. the Carolina Reaper, came to announce his men's champion #1 contender. He came out and interrupted, started talking trash. Keanu Carver came out. He said he should be the #1 contender. Brooks Jensen came out. He wanted to be the #1 contender. Ridge Holland came out. Why? I don't know why, because he didn't deserve to be #1 contender. But thankfully, Tate Wilder fought him to the back. And then Bryce Donovan had to open his mouth and says that Stevie Jackson can beat Brooks Jensen. He can beat Keanu Carver. So Stevie was like, that's a great idea. I'm going to give him both of them. Triple threat matchup. So once again, Vanity Project are very upset with Bryce, as Bryce is always fucking up. And that was Evolve. Over on LFG, the best weekly show in WWE, they figured out the fix was in with the
took them this long. Pro wrestlers are geniuses, folks.
The Taker family, because finally, the favorite for the women got her first points of the whole season. We're like 8 weeks in. First points of the season for Xena Sterling. Xena Sterling went out there, had a good matchup with Danny Selensky. They worked really well with one another. Selensky wasn't that aggressive like The Undertaker wanted, so that's why she kind of missed out on the opportunity here. You had, I believe, Serena Linton went up against P. Nasty. They had a pretty decent matchup, but not as good as Xena and Danny. That's why Xena got the point this week. Over on the men's side of the ledger, you had Drake Monroe. He went up against Anthony Luke. So, of course, LFG used this time to promote the fact that this is Roxanne's boyfriend versus Maxine's boyfriend. And they did a little skit backstage with Maxine and Roxanne. Very cute. But you are defining these guys down. I just want to let y'all know, if you make them Maxine and Roxanne's boyfriend, when you're introducing them to your audience, 9 times out of 10, that's how they're always going to view them. Just letting you know. Anthony Luke, he picked up the victory in that one. Who was on the other matches? I'm trying to think. Oh, it was Harlem Lewis going up against Shiloh Hill in the other matchup, and that got physical. The Undertaker did not like this matchup because Harlem Lewis was slapping the crap out of Shiloh Hill. And then when he was on top, he basically started like grinding his boot in Shiloh's face. And the Undertaker says, nah, he's taking privileges. And the match broke down. It went to a double DQ because both guys just started brawling with one another. Obviously seems like an angle, but Taker bringing up that he didn't like how Harlem Lewis was taking liberties in the ring. He didn't like all of that, so he wasn't going to give his point to him. Of course, Booker gave his point to his guy, Harlem Lewis. Of course, The Undertaker gave the point to his guy, Shiloh Hill. But the other two, Michelle McCool and Bully Ray, they gave their point to Anthony Luke. So Anthony Luke won for Team McCool this week. So McCool is way in the lead. They trying to make sure that McCool is here for another season because they was like, we ain't gonna leave you like Mickey. Mickey was in last place, so we have a reason. If anybody ever asks us in an interview why Mickey James ain't on this season, she was last place. That's why she's not on. We're trying to replace Bubba Ray because he wanted to be the one who snitched on our idea that Team Taker was going to win this year between The Undertaker and Michelle Taker. So, yeah, that's the points. That was LFG this week. Pretty good episode. I like mostly the interactions with the Undertaker going in on Harlem Lewis. That was the highlight of this week's episode. And that's the C-suite.
Tenruza saying, all in favor of rigging the XP1 for Zeno, say aye. And then Tenruza said aye. Nobody's gonna back up Tenruza on rigging the XP1 for Zeno Hour.
You know how you rig it? Zeno Hour donates a ton of super chats. That's how
not rigging it.
That's how he wins
legitimately.
it.
Yeah,
there you go.
Legitimately. Yeah.
Here we go. Win it legitimately. Give us all your money.
We shall see. All right. I was going to talk about I listened to a lot of Raja Jackson fallout because Rampage was on Ariel Hawani's show. And AJ Mana did an interview with JBL and Conrad. And Doug Mallow did an interview with Scaling Up. So I listened to a lot of Raja Jackson fallout yesterday. The Rampage interview is about 51 minutes. As always, I encourage everybody to listen for themselves. Rampage said what he was told from Raja is it was going to be a pro wrestling angle, and Rampage said if he knew that, he would have told his son to get the hell out of there because he had gotten a concussion in sparring the day before, and he did not need to be in the ring or anything like that. He said that Syko Stu hit him with the beer can, and he said that Raja said that didn't hurt. That Syko Stu made sure like it didn't hurt or anything, but Raja felt very disrespected over what happened, and he was told you can get your lick back, you can get your get back. He said AJ Mana was not in the wrong for the receipt thing. He said that Raja was in the wrong for how far he went with everything. And he kind of victim blamed Syko Stu a little bit at the end. Just saying, I will... let's get the actual quotes here. Let's see here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, if you got oh boy.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, there was a lot. There was a lot. So among other things that he said, that's the worst thing Syko Stu could have done, to fucking hit him over the head with something, even if it didn't fucking hurt. Raja doesn't know that guy. Raja thinks someone does something like that to him, probably racist. That's Raja's go-to. He hit me in the back of the head. I don't know him. He's racist. Raja doesn't take kindly to that. He said that he tried calling Syko Stu, left him a message, tried checking up on him. He was mad that Syko Stu hasn't put out like any type of a statement on the issue. He also, I mean, he said, let's see, I heard he was released from the hospital 2 or 3 days before they sent that shit. I've been checking up. People were hyping it up like he was in worse condition than he was. He wasn't. Just some teeth knocked out, stuff like that. If that guy was fucked up so bad, why did they... If that guy was fucked up so bad, why would they let his opponent pin him before they got him help? The whole situation is fucked up. I think people milk stuff for the GoFundMe. I'm sorry to say it. People milk shit. It's the world we live in. You know, he accused of, this ain't the first time Syko Stu has done some shit like this backstage. Motherfucker be drinking all the goddamn time. He plays Pro Wrestling Saved Me from PTSD like nobody wants to fire his ass. AJ Mana told me everything. This isn't the first time he's done some drunken shit like this backstage. Rampage did say his son should go to jail. You know, he didn't say like 25 years or anything, but he said he should do a couple days in jail, get therapy, and things like that. He said he's not talking to his son right now. He's mad at him for, one, not telling him that this whole thing was going down, and then the whole incident. And, you know, Rampage is getting death threats, and his family's getting threats, and people are being racist towards Rampage, which, stop doing that. And
Stupid.
Don't be assholes with everything. But Rampage said a lot. Again, 50-minute interview. There's a lot there. I some points I agree with him on, of like, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. And then other points I'm like, do you know the full situation? Yeah. Like, do you know the full situation? Obviously, Syko Stu's not said anything. Doug Mallow did an interview and was scaling up, and he basically said, like, it's hard. You don't want to feed Stu too much information on this, because there is trauma involved, and the guy's head was kind of beat in with everything. I'll again get Doug's exact words here. When you have a head injury, you can't stress. You can't stress that person. Depending on where he's at in recovery, they have to break it to him slowly. If you're hearing that he doesn't know exactly what's happening, that's doctor's orders. Any stress, anything that causes him sadness, anger, grief, or any of those things can set him back mentally. He's going to be in a state of fog. When you already have PTSD and trauma, and now you're adding another traumatic event, it's the perfect storm for all type of bad things to happen. The whole goal is a full recovery. I do know that he knows the events, because some of the people that shouldn't have been in the hospital room and given his family space showed up to the hospital room and showed him stuff that he wasn't supposed to see.
Wow. A bunch of jerks.
There's that. Yeah, I will say, I'll clarify the stuff that I agree with and don't agree with. I feel like our audience knows, but for people who want to be dicks about things, I obviously don't agree with him victim blaming Syko Stu and saying that, oh, he was a drunken person and, you know, doing that shit backstage. I don't know. I do not know what happened, how drunk Stu was or wasn't. He admitted himself that Raja admitted that the can shot did not hurt. All right, so if you know that, it seems like after you kind of apologize and squash it, maybe that's it. I do agree, shouldn't have been written into the show. That was a mistake, especially in hindsight, and it shouldn't have happened. Do agree that had they known that he was that he had a concussion, then you definitely don't do it. I don't agree with, you know, them milking the GoFundMe, and he's not as injured as he actually was or got out of the hospital too soon. I don't know what happened there. you shouldn't say things like that though, because you again victim blaming in this situation, just not good. So that's the stuff I agree, don't agree with. We don't know. We don't know if the promoter told Stu, "Hey, go out there and work an angle with Raja." Like I understand the point of if Raja's just coming up there and just introducing, and Stu just comes up and smashes the beer on his head, thinking like, "Oh, we're just gonna work, brother." That's dumb. That's very silly to do that. If you don't know that person, don't do that type of shit to that person. I'll tell a story of my own. Like, you know, as I was doing the V trigger thing, and I met Riccacino at a SmackDown show in Cincy, and we did the V trigger. I think SP3 you were on the stream with Dutch at the time.
Yeah.
And obviously I know Rick, and I'm telling Rick like, "Hey, you want to do this thing? Let's shoot it for fun." And he's like, "Yeah, of course we can do it." And so we did it. I wouldn't do that to just some random person on their phone, maybe creating like a TikTok and be like, "I think this will be cool. I'm just going to V-trigger you because I also want to create content and I see you're creating content." That's dumb. And so Stu, if he does not know that person, should not have approached him in that way. But again, was he told by a promoter on that? We don't know. The promoter, of course, hasn't said anything. Rampage doesn't seem to know. Raja hasn't said anything. AJ Mana doesn't seem to know. Stu would know. And whenever he gets, you know, in the right mind to put something out there, then maybe we'll get more information. I don't agree with Rampage saying he should put something out there. He should speak up about this. He can speak on his own time when it comes to this. This is not something you rush for a number of reasons. And there's still cops involved. There's still attorneys involved. I don't know if he may not want to say something because he needs to talk to them first. Yeah. We don't know these things. And so again, Rampage saying he needs to put something out there. It's like, nah, he doesn't. Should he return Rampage's phone call? That's up to him. You know?
I doubt Rampage even realizes what he's doing is victim shaming.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Rampage is a character, and I mean he'll admit that himself. So I don't know if he knows. I have no idea, but it's a very long interview. It's the closest to a first-hand account of anything you're going to get. But obviously Rampage was not there. He was across the country. He was in New York when all of this happened. But he gives his account of things from what he was told by Raja. And Raja's probably not going to say anything. And so this is going to be the closest you're going to get to a first-hand account of things until Syko Stu says something. So, or if Raja does say anything.
Yeah.
We shall see. But there you go, everybody. I listened to a lot of Raja Jackson Fallout yesterday, so I thought I would update everybody. I'm not going to say, let's not do he's an awful father and all of this stuff.
No, we don't know. We don't know how he is as a father.
He's got 2 other kids as well. Like, and they seem...
Is he doing a good job of responding to something for his son? No. I think that's fair to say. But we can't judge him on how he is as a father because we don't know.
Yeah. I think in some ways he thinks he's sticking up for him while also trying to show him you should be accountable for it. But he's not doing it in a way that most people would agree is conducive to anything positive. I'm mostly staying out of it because I'm hoping that whatever comes next from a legal standpoint is reported, and I know that Doug Malo kind of made allusions to LAPD and other law enforcement dragging their feet, and it could be a thing or it could not be. I'm going to wait until something is filed and something's official before I comment on that further. But yeah, no, it sucks that this has continued to be dragged out in public. and it sucks that someone's being victim blamed for something that has clearly happened in the ring, and there's video, and that person has dealt with quite a lot of trauma, both physical and emotional, out of it, and someone's trying to bring that out into the public eye even further. So yeah, that's what I'll leave it at.
All right, let's get out of here. We had a fantastic first hour to the show, and then it was all downhill from there. And every show is all downhill after. Well, until tomorrow. We got Deanna and Macklin on tomorrow. That'll be very fun. Matthew Justice also joining us tomorrow at 11. He's always a great time. SP3, let them know where they can find you at.
I'll give you one hint of why the first hour was amazing and the second hour wasn't amazing. We replaced one person. Anyway, you can find me on the Twitter machine at TrueHill. No, he came on when we had him on. We didn't replace him. But yes, you can find me there. That's where you'll see all my content. I'll be there. I'll be on the True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel in about 30 minutes with Jimmy Macaram to review AEW Dynamite. So join us live for that, and I'll see you then.
Joel, do you have anything to plug?
No, Macklin and Deanna looks good for tomorrow. Very much looking forward to that. I was just seeing something from WrestleVotes saying, we're told some in WWE are quietly expecting tomorrow night to be John Cena's final SmackDown. According to a source, with only 7 dates remaining and just 2 yet to be announced, it's unlikely another will be a SmackDown event, meaning Cena will have debuted and ended his run on the Blue Brand in the very same building, Chicago's Allstate Arena.
That's pretty good.
As of right now, he's only promoted for the Raw in Springfield, Mass, and it's Brock being promoted for Norfolk and Toledo SmackDown. So it's entirely possible that John's last SmackDown is tomorrow night in Chicago.
Yeah, we had this discussion with the 2 dates left. Are they the Perth dates? Because we know he's doing Crown Jewel, but will he do the SmackDown before and the Raw after? If so, those are the 2 dates. If they count them in that manner, we don't know. But right now he has 2 dates left, but he could very easily do the SmackDown in Perth, and then this wouldn't be his last SmackDown this Friday.
I would not be surprised if you have a Brock Lesnar writing off John Cena for a period of time to get us to the last dates.
Tomorrow?
Not necessarily tomorrow, because he's supposed to do that Raw in Springfield the following Monday.
Okay.
But maybe even on that Raw in Springfield. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see Brock take him out at one point and do. I
don't think you can't write him off on the Raw in Springfield because you have.
No, it would be at WrestlePalooza where you write him off. That's what I'm saying.
This is going to be one of the highest rated SmackDown episodes of the year. If you got Cena, maybe Brock coming out to make the match official for WrestlePalooza, CM Punk, AJ Lee potentially returning, yeah, this is a big
high rating because
last week was a record low. Yeah.
Which you got to remember, that was also the show was in France. People who have a VPN were probably going to watch it through that, or they knew already. It was a tape show, is what I'm getting at for USA.
Tape shows do well, actually.
It's still a terrible. I think college football had way more to
college
do.
College football is more of a shot, but tape shows actually do better because people know what they're going to see, and if you do a good show, they're going to want to see it.
So what you're saying is WWE needs to stop doing good shows. Got it.
No, I'm saying that WWE already stopped doing good shows.
Oh, thank you. Okay, that's a good clarification. Thank you. Yeah, we'll see. Listen, they've got 16,000 tickets out for tomorrow's SmackDown, and they're doing it on a John Cena appearance and CM Punk teasing being there, and the AJ Lee tease that WWE Shop Socials decided to run with. We'll see what it is, but it could be very interesting. Could be a fun SmackDown on Friday, but we'll see. Like I said, Brock writing off Cena at WrestlePalooza and doing a big stretcher angle would not surprise me. If they go on last at that show, then I would expect Cena getting basically the brakes beaten off of him, like that SummerSlam match they had so many years ago, and then it just an uncomfortable beatdown, and then John Cena's written off for a bit.
I'm telling y'all right now. Cena and Brock's opening WrestlePalooza.
Okay.
All
What
right.
goes on last?
You're gonna want if
AJ?
people are watching All Out, you're gonna want them to turn that off and come over to your show. So Cena and Brock open the show, and then they main event with AJ Lee.
I would either I can agree with that, or I flip it, or whatever Roman does. Well, I guess they've written off
I don't
Roman.
know.
but
Yeah,
they
I don't know
can
if
do
Roman's
that.
gonna be on this show.
Yeah, Roman's not on the show.
Yeah.
You don't know that yet. Who knows what
I
tomorrow?
think he's gonna be.
I'm a part
I don't think
of
he's gonna
the
be.
OTC bandwagon. I've been a part of this bandwagon way before
I don't think-
both of these people.
I don't think Roman's on that show because he would have been in the press release that they put out there.
That's valid. That's valid. But either way, they got enough star power for those shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you were saying, it's either going to be John Cena Brock opens or the tag match opens. It's going to be one of those two.
They're gonna bookend with those
Yeah,
matches.
100%. So
I think it has something to do with All Out, 100%. It does. I also think there is, because it's the first ESPN show, they will want,
Oh, and especially if they doing what they do with UFC, and like the first match of the show is going to be on ESPN and not on the app. They're going to simulcast it on ESPN like they do the UFC opening matches. Yeah, if they do that, then yeah, they're definitely opening with Cena.
I don't know if there's if the simulcast is on ESPN though, like actual ESPN.
What is it usually on, like ESPN2 or something?
No, UFC, yes. But I just don't know, is WWE doing that with this show? Has that been confirmed?
I would think that if you want to get people to go over to the app, show them at least, if you're not going to show them the whole match, at least show them the entrances of Cena and Brock, and be like, if you want to see this show, come join us on the app. We're going, like how they used to do the WCW pre-shows, where they always used to do something at the end and be like, join us on pay-per-view. We'll see you in a bit.
Tony asked over here, what was that? We're out of time.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any type of like simulcast for this. Maybe they'll mention it and everything, but I mean, they've got a bunch of college football on these Saturdays. I mean, I'm gonna actually look and see what the schedule is for September 20th on ESPN. Yeah, college football. That's the entire schedule for ESPN from literally 4 a.m. where they're showing a replay of stuff. College game days at 9, college football at 12, college scoreboard at 3, college football at 3:30, scoreboard at 6:30, a game at 7, scoreboard at 10, yeah, and another game at 10:15. It's just college football all day. Maybe there's ESPN2 might have something. They'll do it, but ESPN ain't showing anything on there.
All I can expect, or all I can hope for when it comes to people who are paying for these packages, if they have to pay for the ESPN package, is that their shit has come together and they don't have any issues with the streaming. This is like WWE Network when they launched it, and people were unaware of how it would look or if the stream would hold. Things have changed since then, but this is a brand new service for ESPN that they're launching, right? So I'm curious about whether or not things will be set in place.
It's a new service, yes, but it's not like they're new to streaming live events. They've had UFC for years now, and look, a lot of people complain about that. There were some issues with the UFC stream. ESPN Plus has always streamed games. That's how I've watched the NBA Finals. Is ESPN Plus. So,
I would think that AEW is more worried airing pay-per-views on HBO Max than WWE on ESPN.
Well, Max has been airing TV for the last few months.
Yeah, but figuring out who's paying and how that's working,
yeah, I understand,
is a little bit different.
So that's the other thing with the WWE ESPN deal is, I hope that there are people who figure out if they get it for free or not sooner than later, because that's a whole other clusterfuck for them. Because it started off as, all of these providers will give you ESPN for free on this new service, and then it kind of got walked back, and now it's a minimal amount of providers who have it in the States. So I don't know. Again, it doesn't affect me because you can just use a VPN and subscribe to Netflix. But for those who don't, or those who aren't, I kind of hope that they get their shit sorted out sooner than later, because it's tough.
So here's Jose saying WWE has had WrestlePalooza exclusive to the app or any promotions on the show. I think it's going to be on ESPN, like the channel, but I could be wrong. The thing is, they just say ESPN now, but they're also like talking about the app. They're also talking about ESPN2. They're talking about the cable channel. Like, they don't clarify it very well of what it means for being on ESPN. The better assumption is that everything is on the app because we know that is true. And then maybe there is some stuff that will be on ESPN, the cable channel, but we don't know what that'll actually be, when that'll actually be. They hinted that, hey, maybe the first night of WrestleMania will be on ESPN, the cable channel, but that's not confirmed about anything. It's just what they were talking about. Everything will 100% be on the app, but they are promoting this app like it is just all of ESPN, because it is all of ESPN, but it does confuse people of like, oh, I have ESPN, the cable channel, so I can see it. No, you have to have ESPN, the app, which is a completely different thing.
Anyway, get a VPN, get Netflix. That's all I'm saying. Listen to Stephanie's podcast or listen to ours. Get the right VPN.
Yeah, the app itself is just called ESPN. At least before it was called ESPN Plus, and you could differentiate things. The app is just called ESPN.
Well, it's the idea of 2 clicks is 1 click too many. So for them to move it all into one app kind of makes sense from that point of view.
Yeah, they tried to make it ESPN DTC because it's direct to consumer, but no one wants to say that shit. Everyone's just calling it ESPN. All right, folks, we're going to get out of here. Myself and Jensen are back at 6:30 with a new episode of The Spotlight. Joel and I are back tomorrow in the weeds, 10 a.m. Eastern. Diana Perrazzo and Steve Macklin joining right at the top of the hour at 10. And then Matthew Justice joining at 11. And we will avoid talking about wrestling for the entire show. Until then, everybody, we'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.